position, was 7th last season, and here they are comfortably also in the middle of the table. And they have some very decent players. And if Sundowns has really got to go in maybe not respecting opposition, it could be an upset that we see. If not, it could be that tight, because certainly teams are geared up this season with new players, new personnel, new technical teams, and certainly new visions.
Absolutely, and because Sundowns just 2 weeks ago, their cage was rattled when they lost 2-0 to UWC. So Thunderbird ladies might be hoping that that same outfit in terms of Sundowns appears on the pitch today at Gqeberha. Earlier on, Coal City Wizards beating City Lads 5-0. And of course, 6 more matches are going to be happening here today. Richmond up against Bloem Celtic, and of course, my Indies, they're going to be taking on the Tsunami Queens that has only registered 1 point so far. TUT, they're up against the top of the log. JVW and UJ are going to be up against Golden Ladies. In terms of the bottom of the log, it is still those 3 teams, Tsunami Queens, City Lads and Golden Ladies, who have registered only a point. And in terms of rounding it up, my Indies ladies, they're sitting on 9 points. TUT, they've played 1 match less and are sitting on 10th, also with 8 points. A very interesting bottom part of the log there, Zulu.
I'm impressed with Vasco da Gama. I think given the games that they've lost, they've really put their best foot forward. Still a very young team. Technically, they are getting better. Tactically, I think their coach is still to find players that he needs to stimulate for them to give best performance at all times. Losing Michelle Minis has been difficult for them. But if as touch, they are in an unfamiliar territory right now, because we know them to finishing top 5. But that means the teams that are on top are also not dropping points that easy.
Of course, today's encounter is the battle of the top 8. As we see, Sundowns ladies, they're on 2nd. They are taking on a Thunderbird ladies that is in position number 7.
Yeah, the Sundowns who would certainly will be licking their wounds and not really liking to see what the log says, but they've got a job at hand, which is to make sure that every game that comes and is treated like a final. They're not used to losing. They want to make sure that they make amends. They're working hard. We're going to get to see different players, I'm sure, coaches trying to get new combinations working for Mamelodi Sundowns, but so where they are currently, being in 2nd position, it's just JVW that are ahead of them, and that is more by goal difference and also the games that they have played that are in hand.
Absolutely. Only 2 teams in terms of the top 8 that are yet to register loss, and that is JVW and Bloem Celtic. Manje ke sisiya eGqeberha at the Galvindale Stadium, where Uvusiwe Ngcobo has got the latest.
Thank you so much to you, Mazonda. Good afternoon and welcome to all our viewers at home. We are, of course, still at Galvindale Stadium, where we are bringing you today's double header. We saw some action here earlier on today. Between Thunderbirds, they are hosting the defending champions in Mamelodi Sundowns. Thunderbirds, they do come into this encounter on the back of that 5-2 loss to Bloemfontein Celtic. So for Coach Machobeni as well as his troops, they will be looking to get back into winning ways, and he has highlighted all the problems and issues which they encountered from their game against Celtic, and he is looking to improve on that today and walk away with a victory against the defending champions. But it will not be an easy one. As for Coach Jerry Shabalala Namhlanje, from his troops, he is looking for a birthday present, as he is, of course, celebrating his birthday, and of course following them going back into winning ways last week when they had that 5-1 victory against TUT. He's looking to continue to build onto that, and he knows very well that JVW will also be in action today, and he is hoping that they slip up so that Sundowns can go back to the top of the log. So this really does promise to be a very interesting and exciting encounter. I must tell you though that the pitch here this afternoon, not the greatest of pitches we've seen. It is quite uneven, it is very dry, so not exactly the type of pitch you want in terms of allowing the ball to flow through freely and nicely when the players are on the field. But we will see how that affects them. Back to studio. Let's take a quick quick look at the weather conditions out in Gqeberha this afternoon. We are sitting at 24 degrees Celsius, humidity levels at 43%, and there is a wind speed coming through at 11 kilometers per hour. The good thing about this wind is that it does have a cooling effect, because I'm telling you, it's 24 degrees, but it feels so hot out in Gqeberha here today. Kodwa ningizimu Afrika ngihlezi ngisho njalo ukuthi ngezosithi qhude maniki izindalo zombili. So ke sibone ukuthi kuyoqhuma nhlambana ezinye zofeketha. It's back to you, Xoli, as well as the ladies in studio.
Oh, we'll see. I'm absolutely envious. It's nice and warm in PE, slightly cooler here in Johannesburg. But what matters is the conditions there at the Galvindale Stadium. We'll take a quick ad break. When we do return, we hear from the coaches.
More than a view, more than a team channel.
More than a view, more than a channel. 15 million stories.
Mom's got a headache. Get Calpol.
Calpol tablets release medicine 5 times faster than standard paracetamol tablets to relieve pain, fever, and headache, so you can get back to life fast. Calpol tablets for pain and fever release medicine 5 times faster than standard paracetamol tablets. Now for adults.
I don't know about you, but I know what I want. I want to be entertained. I want to be thrilled. All of the jets. I want excitement. I want options. Variety. I want it today, tonight, tomorrow. I want it all. That's why Hollywood Bets.
Supporting your immune system starts with a healthy routine. Centrum with vitamin C, vitamin D and zinc helps you stay balanced and helps to maintain your immune system day after day. Support your immune system with Centrum, the world's #1 multivitamin. Try Centrum today.
Guaranteed rewards are back. You can now upsize any qualifying meal to medium or large on the McDonald's app and get guaranteed rewards. Gaming, home cleaning services, shopping, gift vouchers, travel, and more rewards are up for grabs. Cool, right? Pull the app and start redeeming now.
Ukhokha kwakho ilicense kusho ukuthi usazoqhubeka uthole inhlelo ezisezingeni eliphezulu, uthole ezemidlalo ezisezingeni eliphezulu, uthole ke neindaba ezisezingeni eliphezulu engachemile nengathatha ihlangothi. Lokho kwenza ukuthi iSABC iqhubeke ibe umsakazelo womphakathi oyisikhondla khondla ezwenikazi yeAfrika nasemhlabeni wonke jikelele. Khokhela eyakho wenza umehluko.
Making memories and telling stories for the now generation.
Don't worry, you got this.
You make the world go round and can't afford to let pain get in your way. You need fast, effective pain relief that gets ready to work in 10 seconds on the go. It's the same Grandpa you trust. Kushintsha style kuphela. Grandpa, trusted for over 100 years.
People are eating more and more acidic foods, which can cause enamel loss and may lead to tooth sensitivity and yellowing. Pro-enamel will drive in more minerals into the enamel structure so that the enamel is stronger and more resilient to acid. New Pro-enamel has been specially designed for enamel protection.
More than a view, more than a team channel.
More than a view, more than a channel. 15 million stories.
Welcome back. It is match week 7 of the Hollywood Bets Super League. So yes, I took to give you women's football on a Saturday. It is Thunderbird ladies who are taking on Mamelodi Sundowns. Now for coach Phumlani Machobeni, he knows that today, if they are to get a victory against Sundowns, it will be absolutely historic. I guess it's Ugutia Nutin.
We are now joined by Coach Phumlani Machobeni. Now, Coach, obviously, you come to it on the back of a 5-2 loss. So, njengoba kumeka njalo, mhlambe yini i-counter strategy enizoyisebenzisa namhlanje ensure ukuthi niyakwazi ukunqoba against the Sundowns?
I think if we can stop Sundowns in certain areas, because they play in dangerous areas where they can hit you anytime. So what we are going to do, we will try to stop them on those areas and then try to play.
Well, the last 3 matches for Thunderbird ladies, Gloria, have not been really great. 1 draw, 2 losses. Is this the team that can steer them to victory today?
Well, we are hoping that the coach definitely rectified what he saw in the previous encounters, and he's making sure that his players come. Good to see Kito in the lineup, as well as Afika. Those are players that we can look out for. But it's Deketa, who's got 3 goals, that is expected to bang in the goals. And we know that the Sundowns have never conceded a goal against Thunderbirds. So it's going to be a real big ask. November and Ndo and Kwebebu in defense have got to be crucial to make sure that they stop quite firing Mamelodi Sundowns.
And of course, for Uma Kwebeba, they're also critical. The highest when it comes to Ama assists so far for Thunderbirds with 3. Good to see that she's also part of the starting lineup.
It means she's allowed the freedom to go forward as much as she can, to go wide, bring in those crosses, especially for Udegeta, who is a prolific goal scorer as well. So that means Mamelodi Sundowns will have so much to deal with the front 3.
And talking about Mamelodi Sundowns ladies, they don't want a repeat of what happened 2 weeks ago when they lost to UWC. It was, in fact, their first loss in close to 4 years. And Thunderbirds will be wanting to inflict yet another one. But Coach Jerry Shabalala is going to be on the lookout for yet another victory.
We are now joined by Coach Jerry Shabalala. Coach, awusitshele-ke namhlanje ukuthi yini i-counter strategy yenu ungena kulo mdlalo wanamhlanje futhi singaphinde sibize ne-birthday strategy ye-Sundowns.
Ithi ngizibongele kakhulu ke ngoba namhlanje ke ilanga lami lokuzalwa. Kodwa ke when it comes to gaming kuningi esikufundile kakhulu nge-Thunderbirds. We understand ukuthi phakathi nendawo abantu abathanda ukudlala kakhulu. So we decided today we need to deny them that space okudlala. I believe again we still need to use a bit more of what we did last week. Our counter pressing, it has to be on point, and deny them that opportunity of moving the ball around. If we do that good, I believe that we'll come through with 3 points.
Happy birthday there to Coach Jerry Shabalala. He doesn't look a day over 21, if I may say so myself. And of course, this is the starting lineup that he has presented today.
I think in the league, he's probably one of the longest serving coaches, and that's why so much experience and achievements. If I'm looking at this lineup, there's about 9 changes in there. I'm counting 4 or 5 players that are under 25. That means today coach wants to go for the youth, wants to go for their experience as well, but in important positions also. Ubile laba banesipilo nabane experience azi ukuthi bazokwazi ukuthi babalance laba abancane, because still goes with the 3-5-2. Miche is still in there, Rabale is still in there as a top goal scorer and 3 assists. So that means ukuthi coach uyazi ukuthi he's going up against a defense that can be very reinforced. So he's got speed that he's applied in there, because if you're looking at Kekana is coming in on the left, Pila is on the right, and Mokholola comes on also for Utiseits or Makubela, who's not there. Rabalao also comes in because the coach is rotating the goalkeepers to say he wants to keep a fresh squad. Remember, this team is the same team that still has to go to Champions League. So ufuna wonke amaplayer abe ne-match fitness, which is very important. So I think with what he's gone with experience and young players that can also play.
And of course, when we look at Urabale and Maji currently on 7 goals, she's probably also looking at that to say, you know what, at the end of match week 7, it would be phenomenal for me to have banged in more goals and make sure that I am now indeed the top goal scorer so far.
Rabale is having a blinder of a season. What a way to get started for the midfield player who really has such finesse in the game, has the ability to slower the game, has the ability to switch passes. Her vision is absolutely great. But this is a Sundowns team that's got so much of depth. When you look at the bench, you've got Mlaudzi, you've got Mgoy, you've got quite a number, Mtandi, So it's quite pleasing to see Coach experimenting, giving the young players an opportunity to go out there and feel what it's like to run up against quite an impressive tough side, I might add, in Thunderbirds. And for the young players, if you're not going to give them a chance, you're not going to get the experience that you need, and they've got to be developed in games like this. So well done to the coach in making sure that he's rotating the squad quite nicely. And also we know that Mamelodi Sundowns contributes so many players into the national teams, so player management becomes crucial, game managements become very, very crucial, and we need to give Coach Jerry the thumbs up.
Absolutely. And of course, in terms of their male counterparts, Sundowns, they're going to be in action in the Nedbank Cup final later on. And when we look at this fixture that's happening, Thunderbird ladies and Mamelodi Sundowns, we know that Thunderbirds are yet to register a victory against Sundowns. And of course, they are still yet to score. So things could change when we build up and start off that kickoff in just a few minutes. But when we do return from the ad break, I want to hear from our top-tier analysts ukuthi babona ungathi lo mdlalo uzohamba kanjani.
More than a view, more than a team channel.
More than a view, more than a channel. 15 million stories,
Discover the pure joy of big games and lucky numbers. The non-stop action of Lucky 7. Classic card games. And every daring roll of the dice. Along with the chance to reach max payouts that climb as high as 15 million rand. Visit betway.co.za.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
Have a Nazo me moment. Whenever, wherever. Try the delicious cheeseburger or the jalapeno chicken burger at only 29 Rand 90 for each small meal. Nazo.
Who said sweet can't be spicy? Enjoy Mrs. Ball's sweet chili sauce. It's the perfect balance of sweet and savory, with a hint of heat. Everybody loves the Mrs.
Today is going to be a big day.
Why do you always say that?
What if today is the day that my boss finally notices all my hard work?
Did you draw these?
Yes, I did.
Come by my office.
Okay.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes, and today you could score that winning try.
Let's go.
Wow, today can be a big day.
Whatever happens, we're ready.
With Aquafresh confidence, today can be a big day.
Dan, I know that meat looks tender, but not so much when your chest is burning. Remember the last time? Yeah, wow, bo, iring had been mumani.
Ngashi, in any situation, Eno gets to work in 6 seconds to relieve the 6 symptoms of heartburn.
More than a view, more than a team channel.
more than a view, more than a channel. 15 million stories,
Good Thunderbird ladies, they're up against Mamelodi Sundowns ladies in the HWBSL Super League match week 7. And the one thing that both of these two teams do have in common is that in their past 6 matches, they've both been able to manage to keep 3 clean sheets. And the question is, will one of them walk away with a clean sheet this afternoon? I want to come through to you, Lulu, and just ask about how you see this match unfolding. Will Sundowns continue their dominance over Thunderbirds?
It will be a bit tricky because of the 9 changes, and in the 9 changes it's younger players that do have experience, but they're not consistent in their experience. Because if you're looking at how Thunderbirds is lining up with a 4-3-3, it means they want to go pound for pound in a 3v3 Pezulu, and 3v3 Pezulu means they'll disturb build up your Sundowns. But with all that said, because the Sundowns know how to win matches, so it could go to a win for Sundowns and a draw.
Okay, so you don't see Thunderbirds walking away with this. The best that they can do is a draw in your eyes.
Yeah, and they'll score because Orabalao is not as consistent in keeping those clean sheets. We saw her against my Indies, she struggled a bit.
Yeah.
And then Andile had to come in and she also conceded. We also saw Rasija came on, she also conceded. But out of the 3, Orabalao is one that sometimes finds it difficult to organize perfectly when it comes to the back.
But Gloria, here we're talking about a Thunderbird ladies that started like a house on fire, winning 3 back-to-back matches. Can they not muster a win against Sundowns today?
It's going to be very difficult. It's hard to give it convincingly to them. But again, they're there for the taking. It's young players, pound for pound, 11v11, and I think it's an opportunity for them to put their name along the best of the best. And for me, though, I would believe Sundowns will definitely take the edge, but the scoreline, it will reduce. We know there was 12 goals in 2019, 20, there was 9 goals. I think it would definitely be a lot less this time around.
All right, so the panel in studio, they're in agreement. Sundowns ladies will be walking away with the victory. But, well, the action on the field will tell us if their predictions will come true. Let's now take you to HWBSL at the Galvindale Stadium in commentary. ZB, Zolani Bongo, kanye noSiphiwe Mkhonza. Enjoy.
Bayiqala lento kudala bengaqali kakade yiyo lonto kusithiwa ngoku omama ngomama ithi ke indoda xa indoda yoqobo xa indoda yobuqu xa indoda yamadoda indoda emadodeni ithi any day and every day is Women's Day. So silapha kwakhona eGalvindale Stadium siphethe umdlalo omhle omkhulu kakhulu. Thunderbirds bafikile amantombazane esithi Mamelodi Sundowns kudala sefa kusithiwa minwa naphezulu, kodwa namhlanje sizayinqunqela egoqweni nityinzipho nigoduke ningaphethanga nto lenifike ningaphethanga nto nje. Niyabetheka esingayiqondi loo nto, kodwa siyiboniswe ke ngabakhaya bethu ngoba eNtshona Koloni niyile nabuya nigoduke ningaphethanga nto. iGalvindale leyo iyakwamkela mphulaphuli, kanti ke nawe mbukela apho ekhaya sikwi-SABC 1 sithi molweni emakhaya sijongile nje phaya kaloku uye ulindiwe kaChamane ukanti ke uassistant Stokela noIsabel Mchunu. Siphethe umdlalo omkhulu nangamanenekazi Thunderbirds bezaqubisana nalo eliqela lakhe uphumlani emachobeni. Siphethe ke lamantombazana asiphethele umcimbi kakhulu athi namhla kunamhla. Siphiwe Mkhonza ukona ulapha ecaleni kwami uDr Mnandi.
Ndiyabulela tata, namhlanje ucoach wants to play a 3-4-3 from Thunderbirds. I mean, he is going pound for pound as Sundowns. What's important is about taking dynamic threats that he wants to impose to Sundowns. Which is Sundowns, if you want to beat the best, you must find a good Sundowns. So Sundowns are the team to beat, but this formation is saying we want to go pound to pound with Sundowns, but the major exchange will be in the midfield. Mkwanazi, Twala, Bengu, Loketo, it's going to be war immediately.
Ngaphandle kwamathandabuzi yababona la 3-4-3 bethetha ngaye Foka Mkhonza ukanti ke siya kwiqela layo iSundowns ladies.
Traditionally, Sundowns, they've been using 3-4-3, but obviously it's about principles, it's about patterns, it's about variation in relation to the game model. So they made 9 changes from the previous match. So the thinking process is we want to give the players minutes on the legs. But what's important is that combination, Yaga minutes, no Khadiete up front. Khadiete will not be an out-and-out striker, will be a supporting striker to reload the attack. So what's important about Sundowns, it's how they dominate that midfield, but watch out for Upila and Ukekane Masaiti.
Ukanti ke siyatsho namhlanje ke sithi minende ukanti ke kuye umqeqeshi uJerry Mfoka Chabalala i-birthday yakhe namhlanje njengoko sivile Lindwe Chamane uncediswa ke ngu-assistant ukanti ke bentshilo ndathi no-Isabel Umchuno ngabo kabaphethe umdlalo namhlanje ilanga ke usovile ligqatha uBhobhoyi eGqeberha namhlanje idlawo kwakusawuthiwa ke libhayi kwakudala ukanti ke bafomisha ke ngoko sisi kuba kaloku sakhe sithi zole cwaka tu okomzuzwana sinika imbeko kwabo baye basandulela ngenxa ye-COVID. Sibaqhobela izandla ke nabo bathe basebenza kakhulu besaqhuba futhi ukusebenza bengayeki bengadinwa tu kwaphela besithi ubomi bomntu bubalulekile kunayo yonke enye into bubaluleke ukogqithana lebhola siyiphetheyo siyithandayo yiyo loo nto ke ukwenzela into yoba sibe khona kufuneka kubekho ubomi kuqala siphefumla ubomi ebholeni ukwenzela ibhola ibe nobomi nayo akunjalo mntu wamkhonza
ayikho yendlula leyo tata.
So Sundowns ladies siyabazi baba kwindawo yesibini ukanti indawo yesithandathu i-Thunderbirds namhlanje kunamhlanje happy birthday siyakunqina mntakwethu sothula iminqwazi siyibeka phansi siguqa ngedolo sithi mpilontle mpilonde Mtoka Chabalala tshilo ke wathi xa incokola noVusiwe wathi namhlanje unethemba loba i-birthday present yakhe iza kubantle sancumele emacaleni thina nto zoqondayo umcimbi sathi hayi inokubuqinisekile uyayazi ba lento ingu-3 points uqhelile kakhulu bethekile ke phanga phambili Phumlani Mfoka Amachobeni uthethile ne-confidence esithi namhla kunamhla Sundowns ndakubetha ndikubhuqe ndikuqunqele egoqweni iza kwenzeka loo nto asazi kuzawuqhawuka kuhlangana uthi umntu uthi qhude manikiniki zindala zombini kodwa ikhona ezawuba ndala kunenye ngoba ingomawele. Lindwe Chamane silinde kuwe zonke izinto ngoku usilindile nathi siyavuma sithi malisuke lihlale enzwaka zasekhaya ukwenzela into yoba sizobona ukanti ke jonge pha uDeidre Zealand onge match commissioner imbali kaDeidre Zealand yokuba the first referee kumanenekazi intswakazi ephuma apha kulo mmandla waseGqeberha leyo kudala wayivuthela impempe ngokwakhe silindile ke Sundowns banxibe ezityheli ukanti ke eziblue i-Thunderbirds namhla kunamhla siwulindile umcimbi uyayazi laa nto kuthiwa i-countdown siyigqibile lesuka lahlala izawulala kwanobani sisuka nje ingakhali impempe besibonile kumdlalo obungaphambili bebekapana bebethana kunzima kungelula kodwa ke namhlanje kuzawucaca uba yila kulala kwanobani na kubetha umntu phantsi Yonela Khetho bola isemanqineni kaNomvuyo Bhengu free kick yokuqala ngentloko kwela cala lingaphaya kodwa ke Chophansi kwaqhumuthuli apho ezama ukukhangela uba iqoba likhona na uNontobeko kaMkhwanazi nguye lowo umjongileyo apho so Skizo sikhe sathi xa sifumene ithuba lokuba siphume ke sithi nje ukulaqalaqaza sibhekabheke sitye ubumncwane nomoya othande ukuhlaziya pha phandle ndakubona uqwalasela ipitch lena kudlalelwa kuyo yes siyavuma i-facilities yonke into intle kodwa ke kuyabonakala le pitch uba iqhele ukusetyenziswa bendikhe ndayitsho loo nto ndathi khona kaloku iligi eqhubekayo apha kulo mmandla waseGqeberha so uyabonakala uba iqhele ukusetyenziswa not the best
Yeah, I think
not bad.
Not bad, and we can do with it. But also, what's important is the groundsman is to keep it wet, so that the ball is skida very well in the speed of the game to see improve. So it's only that the pitch is dry and uneven, but they can work on it. It's not a bad pitch.
Ihleleni ibhola kwelicala lingapha iSundowns ithanda uba nobungozi ke xa ifikelela kulo mandla ethekile lo bhola kodwa ukhipha wathi ndanele Kutsopila shot yokuqala on target.
Sundowns are very good in changing the point of attack. That switch from the left to the right to Pila in this situation, the angle doesn't allow her to go direct. I think she could have played across that.
So Nokpumla ma khangele pha ngomcothayo Nokpumla Mpatsiana laa nto bendiyijonga pha khangele nje laa shot pha iqabela phezu kwebhali kodwa ke into emnandi njengokhipha ufumene ishot yeza kuye wayibamba ngeconfidence ufikile gaming.
Going back to the first match ebesiyenza kuba goalkeeper first touch yakhe, first save, it's important. So this save yaka Mpatsiana is very crucial for confidence.
Sundowns ke iyakwazi uguqula umdlalo ithathe ngapha ulahle kwelinye icala ungakhange uyilindele loo nto. Jonge kwakhona nebhench yabo ufike ibhench ityebile iteketeke oroda Mulaudzi oratile Mokwena Kgasago Daweti andisiwe Mgcoyi abe sebhenchini uxelela into yokuba irotation ikhona kwi-Sundowns une-luxury uJerry Chabalala yokuba angapika ecimela uba uyafuna okanye angabetha icoin.
Ngembuza question eyi-1 ngithi what if they scored first? They don't mind, they've got ammunition ebhenchini.
Awunamgxeka futhi uthethe inyaniso.
Ngeke umgxeke because faneke vele unike ama-player ama-minutes, and it's also important to have a balanced squad should ama-changes be required.
Offside ngokwenene leyayibhaqiwe Sompempe ke nditshilo ndathi uncediswa ngu-assistant Tsokela kwakunye naye u-Isabel Mchunu. Jonge esasisu seqela le-Sundowns ababona bonke phaya kuthiwa ujonga uqonde phaya ubuyitumelo Rabale ipasses zakhe zingummangaliso ingathi uyayithuma ibhola uyayixelela uba bhola bheka ngapha uzungayi ngapha bhola ayisike ayenze yonke into uyawuqonda umcimbi uthatha ngowukonektha nje izenzekele eyakhe into enenqina phakathi ayifuni battery charger ichargekile okokoko futhi ke uphinde ukhangele pha uTalia Schmidt oqhele udlalela ke neqela lebanyana khumbula uRabale ke intokazi ephumakweli laseLesotho khangelele ibhola izama ukuhlasela kodwa ngasemva pha babhukile bathi akhonto Amanda November. Well kanokuthanda uba kuthiwe ngu-Amanda May isengu-May ngoku November usekude. Bona ke xa ungazelanga kakhulu ebaleni unayo i-advantage yokuva yonke into abaqeqeshi siyabeva yonke into bayithetha pha kuthiwa uhlelele ntoni uhlelele akho mntu uhleliyo kuyadlalwa kodwa ndiqinisekile bayazazi ii-terms bona abadlali uyazi kakuhle ngoba ixesha elininzi balichitha bebonke emsebenzini wabo. Amasame Khonza ikhangeleka ngathi le match opens isuka nje nepace yayo ikhangeleka ngathi izawubona imatch namhlanje apha kodwa ke siyibonile offside ibonwa nguMiss Mchunu kwela cala lingapha le-grandstand.
Very good call. But as you were talking about Gucci, exchange is a middle lane, there's overpopulation in midfield where you can't find a space. If there's total space, you need to utilize it. They can only find the progression on the white area. So ngapha uGqumisa noNovember on the other side Sundowns ukekani noPila. So in the center is 3 versus 3. So there's a midfield box that compromises good now but connect and obviously dominate the position.
ayithanda i-Thunderbirds ingathi bayawuthatha umdlalo bawusa kwi-Sundowns bathi sizawuziqhiphulela ubikhona indlela qeqeshi ke betshilo umfoka amajobeni wathi sizawuzama usebenzisa apho bawiki khona sizama uba silusinishe ezo nuts nezo bolts baziqhoboshileyo khangeleka ngathi ufuna ukwenza loo nto kanye ngoku intentions are very clear
in terms of the counter press uthi immediately balose iball they'll try to counter press the Sundowns also not to get caught counter attack, but also it needs to be very organized when it comes to rest defense. Should they miss the counter attack or try not to control the ball, they need to be able to reshuffle quicker and try to have a rest defense to protect them from whoever has the counter attack.
Throwing downs. Esiswini baqala kakuhle Charlie Schmidt. Raballe. Good ball kwelitala lingapha phakathi eboxini uwile. Good defending phambi kwethu apha kwi-grandstand. Sebenzile ubongisa amagwebeba. Thatha kakuhle lo ball apha ezinyaweni. Phila ingathi mninzi ebholeni ufuna uba into ngobunto. Meno kwenzakala phaya.
Yeah.
Kutsopila. Sikhangela uba yenzeke njani yonke le nto.
It's a good tackle, huh?
Yeah, Yonela Keto challenge yakhe inhle.
Yeah, very aggressive, but also I think it was clean.
Yeah. Kutsopila nguye ke la bona njengoba sikuxelela uba ishot kwi-target ibinguye futhi obesenza loo nto kodwa wadibana nosigaqagaqa ngokwakhe wathi yakudlulwa apha i-roadblock lena wavala mpa. Ayihleka ngokwakhe Yonela Keto. Yarun Nasani. I like the confidence yakhe unokuphumla Mpatiane i-goalkeeper lena yeqela le-Thunderbirds ingathi yakoyiki ngokoyikisa.
I think for every player when you play teams like Sundowns you wanna also now uzibonise ukuthi you can play. I mean if you look at the goalkeeper is very confident in how she leaves the line, she's a sweeper keeper, so ama players when they play against Sundowns you can see ukuthi bafuna ukuzibonakalisa.
Shiya ngelisha le ibhola kwela cala lingapha Gabonel Lwekekane. Throw in Zusiphe Gebengu.
Okay.
Throw in kwela cala lingapha ya. 10 minutes gone. Still goalless. Sundowns yaphola ebholeni. Keeper wabo wesiqhelo sticks akakho namhlanje. Nanku sigaqaga. Bola yakhe inhle apho. Kodwa ayikwazanga kufika kakuhle ihlale phaa kuZimasa Deketa. Oops. Ashayina ibhola. Uyivula ivala ihlikihle, ayipolishe. This woman can play.
Unbelievable technical quality, and how she links up the play for Sundowns, it's unbelievable.
Schmidt amba kakuhle itrapha kakuhle la bhola iphansi umshiya kodwa sebenzisa kakuhle ubuchule bakhe. Bola phambili khangela ba Michelle Minis. kwakhona Talia Schmidt kwakhona ngasemva bambanani Mbane.
Hey, Kameza, suga up, man. Suga. Along guys. Up. Suga to you.
Helekile ke into yokuba ufumane i-goals zingene within the first 10-15 minutes kodwa namhlanje i-Thunderbirds ithi Sundowns awuzuyenza loo nto, not namhlanje, yawuzama ngenye ixesha. Schmidt choir conductor, yambona nje kakuhle ibe nguye noRabane. Good ball kwakhona, abela phezu kwebhali. Movements ze-Sundowns zonke ziyathembisa futhi xa bephethe ibhola bane-appeal bathi ndijonge.
Also the quality of the players makes a difference for Sundowns coming out on those tight situations. But also I'm looking at the Thunderbirds, they're using what I call ball rotating counter press, which means they want to swarm the ball carrier to prevent Sundowns from playing out of pressure. But Sundowns, because of their quality, they are able to play out of pressure. So one slip up from a defender, Sundowns are out of the pressure.
Play safe, man. Play simple.
Vaphaya umqeqeshi, play safe, play simple.
Play.
Good ball. Simasa Tegeta. Sabe kakuhle lo bhola kwesibala kukhetho kwelicala. Sikaqaqaqaq. Ngaqiniseki noba bezama ukukrosa kodwa ke ayanga apha beyifuna khona ibhola yakhe, efuna uAfika agxumisa. Ingathi uzaba luhlupho. So i-Sundowns uyibona nje kakuhle noba ulapha ekhaya uba lo 3-4-3 bethetha ngayo uDr Mnandi uyazicacela amalady phaa ngasemva avalile emathathu, kodwa nantsi ibhola phambi kwethu apha ngoku. Dlala kakuhle kakhulu uPeter. Wo, wayiphosa lo bhola. Nali chance umanage. Talia Schmidt.
You can see indecisiveness from Smith from this situation. I think she could have gone for Pro. I mean, for Mina, use that left. Don't be afraid. Even if you make it, you hit it over the bar. Just take a chance. But you can see Lapa, she was trying to be safe, going with the instep. She could have gone power with the lace technique.
Skipper. I love it. Coach, I'm a dot. Sisiqhelo ilanguage yasebholeni. Iyawubande into ukuthi hayi mantombazana, hayi manenekazi. Sundowns ithuba elihle eli. Melinda Khadiete buyisela ngasemva kuye Peter. Back to Khadiete. Uzayigoba, uyigobile. Fike evalile phaa ngasemva uBhengu. Vala Mbawu wathi asindawo. Sebenza uCaptain Karabo Makurovic. Oops. Thanda uCaptain apha. uCaptain uyakholwa kanye nayile language.
And you'll be surprised, she's a centre back.
Yes.
You can see every time she gets the ball, she wants to do uyayihlikihla sithi uyifakiswekile.
Hey. Uyayihlikihla ma. Uyayivula uyayivala. Ayipolish ishayine. And this one iyakwazi ukuyigqibezela. Passes zakhe. She lets the ball talk. Khumbula Sundowns kwindawo yesibini. Ndawo yesithandathu Thunderbirds. Kodwa namhlanje ingatshintsha loo nto mhlawumbi okwexeshana. Kwakhona nantsi enye kwakhona i-movement ye-Sundowns bafika bavala ngasemvo sisi. Usinethemba Thwala wabhoka wathi not namhlanje. Ebeqhawu lapho. Gabonelwe Kekana. Sami shot. Ooh, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Definitely not bad, ZB. Dlamini is very intelligent, deep-lying playmaker for Sundowns. Uyo dictator or regulates it tempo Sundowns in midfield. But again, here it speaks to awareness. Being aware, good keeper is off the line. I think him Zam. And she's using left and right, left very well. Very intelligent player.
Wow. So sesizibonile izinto zisihlalelayo uba namhlanje sizawubukela umdlalo okumgangatho phezulu. Ronaldo. Michel Minis. Ayisakudlalela i-Golden Ladies umkakwabo bakhathazeka kakhulu. Goodbye for the Sundowns ladies. Futhi yenza loo nto kweli qela lamadoda, yenza loo nto nakweli qela lamaninakazi.
Investing in the right players and also in the top ambitions dictate. A box player plays around the box. She just need a good service. Yeah, she can terminate and finish.
Wakona, well, ingathi bezama i-cross ngathuba lithile kodwa yafuna nokuba dangerous, yakhangeleka ngathi ngahamba nomoyana i-breeze ekhoyo apha on top of okanye above i-Galvin track lena.
She needed to pakamise ikhanda to jonge boxing unless she was going direct into the goal, but I thought she was crossing.
Yeah.
So okay, the second ball that she does the same thing. It's all when you get into those areas, you make a right decision. It can benefit each team. But I think that the two that here is made wrong decision making.
So free kick ya Sundowns lena. 20th minute esiyibambileyo isengamaqanda amacala sizame ke torhwana ukuthi ngce siyaxolisa yaqonda uba imifanekiso yakhe kodwa ke thembela ukuthi xa sichazela awuphoswa nganto nalithuba le-Sundowns ladies kodwa ke qakatha lo bhola kwela cala lingapha yayiphumele ngaphandle. So once again khona nje i-technical glitch. We're back live. Eyona nto ibalulekileyo leyo yokuba sinani kwakhona futhi thembela ukuthi xa suxelela sikuphathela injalo ngobunjalo bayo. Umdlalo kumgangatho ophezulu. Futhi xa unjena ukwenza umdla utsho uqonda uba nawe usegamini. Thunderbirds yaziqhelela lapha njengokubona ngamaqanda amaqala. Bathi asoyiki ngokoyikiswa. I like that attitude.
You can see immediately Baluza in pole position how quickly they get closer to Sundowns without fear. So it tells good to coach. This week we were working on the counter pressing. But it's a question of they want to make sure that Sundowns doesn't get the playmaking space.
Wow. Mfutshane ngesithomo kodwa uyi-package engalisi.
Center of gravity.
I love it. Dr. Mnandi.
Hey, well done.
Up and down.
Love the way my director put it. With you, explosive.
Yeah, very explosive.
But the football be abanjani ngaphandle kwabantu abanje madoda. Wow. And by the way, le Galvin Stadium sikuyo enye ye legacy zika 2010 World Cup eMzantsi Afrika. Teams ezazilapha kulommandla iseyibhayi ngoko zaziqina apha basuke emveni koko a few kilometers from here bayodlala ke ngoku imatches zoqobo eNelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So yes, le Galvin track siyayazi into yokuba iyakuhlala ezingqondweni ngeminyaka.
Good facility. I thought 2010 is a stadium ezimnandi. We just need to look after them because they give us a big profile. I mean, very good stadiums.
Very rare moment to Rabale loses possession. Samini to Schmidt ngathi angabetha ishot ekude wacinga kabini kathathu. That's why engakanga kwazi ukuthi ayibethe. Uyambona nje into yoba bena two thoughts in mind. Schmidt kwakhona uphisile ngale ibhola. Thathwa lule esazulwini sebala. Thwala.
The only challenge in her game is an extra time. She wants to fix it. She wants to play a nice pass. If she can start learning to play first time from time to time, or 1-2 touches on the ball, she takes extra touch. Now it affects the game because immediately she takes an extra touch to lose the possession.
Just like that. Thunderbirds throwing everything, pound for pound. Captain.
Now what is lacking from it Thunderbirds is a strategy through the thirds. I mean, in the final third, you can see there are no combinations, there are no interplays. So obviously, go by challenge, especially after they regaining position, because that strategy is important in the thirds, because how you come out of the thirds is very crucial.
Sweet.
We are big old Ghana.
Sure. I misturned the apple.
Hey, Junior. Hey, come on. Do you? Along the line. Along the line. Hold you.
Throw in goes Kaka.
Who you play? Where you facing, man? That player, Africa, Kalaba Fitan, Madam. Kalaba Fitan. What time to you?
Rabale. Peter. Shoot on Lula Gassam from the ball. Estando. Good pass. In the ball. He can be selling a semfa. Mukholola. Schmidt. Oh, Rabale be here Kalapola. The thing is it, me what in Nanga. Then Elisha got the defense can decide it take Wanga Semba. I don't get a Polo Amanda November.
Behind you! No, behind you!
Good chance kwakhona, chance at Sundowns. Fika bevaliwe. Good run.
Smith, and in the space she gets here, she recognizes that space and we utilize her. Unfortunately, goalkeeper has done a very good job of Mpatia. She closes the angle and there was no option for her to play to the ball too.
The confidence in Mamelodi Sundowns. Bongiso Matobeba. Shialo Poleza Shiela. Uyonela Keto. Uqeqeshi nguye lona. Animated. Komlani Machobeni. Thanda imibuzo yakhe. Uyaphi Vuyo? Uthetha noNomvuyo Bhengu. Rabale. Ah, good pass. Zamin. Nice passes. Sundowns looking dangerous. Uthwala bola. Thathe nje ixesha elide phaa kwelaa cala. Umelinda uthathe nje ixesha, otherwise ii-movements zabo bezithembisa kakhulu. Concentration. Luza umzuzwana nje phaya upila. Ukhe wathetha ngento yokuba eyona nto nje kufuneke ifumene uMishay Minis supply. Ndizama ucinga ngolaa hlobo bebetha ngalo laa bhola, icross yakhe beyilwela, sebenzele kakhulu lo gama sijongile apha. Uzimasa Deketa uzama uvuya idefense phambi kwakhe. Bongiso Amagqwebeba. Thunderbirds benditshilo ndathi iyaziqhiphulela. Estando. Oops, besele ekipressure ngamandla apho. Umishay Minis. Amanda November. Yabulela kusompempe uthi nguThalia mdlale Rhabala.
I think Schmidt got the ball, but there was no foul in that situation.
Yeah, unlucky. Bhengu, bola yakhe phambili pha. Khangela iskill uba siza kusebenza njani uBongiso Amagqwebeba. Thathwe ke kambe lo bola Sundowns. Ha, Karabo Dlamini. Rabale. Oh, ulula imilenze. Nansi ibhola enhle. Fika kuPeter. Athika penalty. Yes, iyo. Wakhombe emlotheni uSompempe. Lindwe Chamane. Melinda Khadiete. So uSompempe into azawuyenza uzawujonga apha kodwa jonga le bhola phaya.
Look at the switch from Rabale. I mean, just behind the defense. But Khadiete la uyivale kahle, and it's definitely a foul from Uketo in this situation. In the box, you need to be more calmer, and obviously Khadiete, a good play. It shows improvisation because there was no one who Utangadali across to, but now she improvised and she got the penalty. Definitely a good call from Ref.
So penalty is akuthathwa Boitumelo Rabale. Uthe iyekeleni kum. ndizayibetha ngokwam. Rabale! Wababa! Easy as you like.
There's no better person who would have taken that penalty. Rabale, we know technical quality from her side. You can see the confidence. She just picked up the ball and say, Nzoitata. She uses both left and right very well. Good finish.
25-year-old. Betukipa umile ngci kwangathi ubethelelwe ngezikhonkwane. One nil.
Though Sundowns it's 1-0 up ZB, but you can see the sharpness from the players. Good job. These are not the players that normally they use. It's the players that comes in maybe through second half. So you can see the sharpness. But with more game time, obviously they will in the same level with the obviously the core of the team.
Polile ngasemva futhi. Makhorobechi Dila uyisela ngasemva Mbane Mbane nomkholo lapha ngasemva bavalile kakuhle futhi cediswe ngukekana kwela cala lingapha le grandstand uyena ngoku khangela ibhola kodwa akho umuntu phambili. So kamnandi ngoku noko Dr. Mnandi. Yes, bekade kushushu liqatse ubhobhoyi singene apha ngu-24 degrees kodwa ngoku ikhona ibreeze ekhoyo mhlawumbi noko iyabapholisa kamnandi nangona ke I think iyawufika ibe comfortable.
Ibapholisa kamnandi, but also it helps also in terms of the breathing, because the more you run, the more exhaust umoya. So I think the breeze also helps in terms of the recovery, in terms of the breathing.
Good ball from Mishay. Kangelu Rabale. Oh, better get to Rabale. My. Oh, this is appealing. Sure. Look at that. Why shield bola yakhe kakuhle. Schmidt wemkanayo naye wagqotha. Good play. Waphinda wayivula wayivala. Sebenza defender. Goodness me.
Rabale, very intelligent player. She knows which space to exploit and when to play the crucial passes. She's a very, very intelligent player.
Cross enhleleni naku Makhorobechi, captain. Buyela ngasemva esazulwini sebala kuDlamini. Sompempe kambe khona into ebeyibonile. Bethile phaya kabuhlungu, phakamiswa ngokukhawuleza. Look at that, babethene phaka kabuhlungu. Chanile Estando. So look at that, besithetha ngebreeze apha ngumoya ngokothile. Khumbuleke yaziwa njenge-Windy City iGqeberha. Ayikho kangako jonga ne-flag lena iyaphaphazela. Usuka kweli cala lingapha i-Thunderbirds yona njengoko idlala ithi ngomoya lona uza kuthi kamnandi. Uba ke banokuthatha nje ithuba elihle njengangoku. Mishay Minis! Save! Brilliant save ukhipha laba phambi kwakhe mhlawumbe uMinis naye ngezame ukuyigwegwa nqiniseki kodwa uyisile usikhipha positioning yakhe.
How quickly Sundowns exploit the final third. Entries Rabale in the thick of things. I think uMinis, the fact that she took an extra touch, it made it Thunderbirds to regroup, and the pressure be aggressive on the side. That pass, I think okay, she had to receive because Ipola will bounce on that surface, but she could have gone on across the goalkeeper, because if you lie corner, the goalkeeper was covering corner.
And the pass again from Urabale. Skizo iya straight kuye uMishay ubunoyicingela uba ebebeyigqibile ngesibalisele elinye.
It's when the player know he role the responsibility yakhe. I think you can see she knows I'm a creator, I need to create situations for strikers like Abominis nabo Khadiete. So you can see the first time that she plays that pass good begati Kora terminator lap.
Free kick Lena. 1 bounce straight ezandleni. Rabalau. Looks like she's been on vacation. ukeeper we-Sundowns.
I spoke about if you take it under Thunderbirds, they don't have a reference point. Mkonazi needs to sit up there to become a reference point. Then it drops. They come to collect because there are 2 number 10s in the midfield. So I think they need to work on the strategy through the thirds in order to get to the final Sundowns defensive third. That has been the issue. So that's why they haven't created so many chances.
Enqeleka yokuqabela kweli cala le-grandstand Zusiphe Gebengu uye lo ubonayo kwipicture yakho. Oh, mistake goalkeeper. Unlucky. Keeper wenze impazamo phaya kodwa Khadiete akakwazi ukuyigqibezela. Ushiye nje kancinane.
Free kick, why do you stop? The defenders completely stop in that situation. They allow Umpansie to be exposed, and now she was afraid of Khadiete. She thought there was going to be a collision. That is why she was afraid up in that situation.
Rabale. Oh my goodness. Fine ngasemva. Uba ngaba uyayibona kakuhle ke lento Skizo logama sijonge iSundowns ilibeka kakuhle phansi ishusha inepiano le madoda. Le madoda. Hey. Sibabonile xa bebengena benxiba i-tracksuit zabo besiza apha ndathi ba-intimidate ngoku baphinde bakudlalela ibhola entle ngohlobo benza ngalo phakathi ebaleni nantsi chance bakhala bafuna ipenalty uSompemba akayivumi. Uyela ngasemva bazaqala eqaleni.
What separates Sundowns from other teams also is the quality, but also what's important is how patient they are for moments. They don't just rush to play value. What they do, they shift, they recycle position until you shift from the preferred space. So that's why some of the teams, they're not aware when Sundowns are.
So bendisathi ke Skizo sonke sikhule sisazi into yoba kuthiwa the friendly city of Port Elizabeth kuthiwe the windy city. So ubusidibanisa uqonde i-contrast. Although siyazi into yoba umoya uba khona ngokwenene xa ungene ebhayi uba kuqondi kakuhle umoya walapha eGqeberha ikhwela i-aeroplane ngale mini kukho umoya ngayo uyakuthi xa ilendisha uyakube inhliziyo yakho yakho ifuna uphuma ngomlomo ngoku uyiqhelile uyi-regular okanye frequent flyer. I'm telling you. So 40 minutes gone, sikwi-5th minute yokugqibela, 5 minutes yokugqibela kodwa iskora isengo-1 njengokubona phaya iSundowns lidisha ngepenalty yelinenekazi olubonayo laseLesotho uBoitumelo Rabale. So mhlawumbe enye into ozawufuna uyiqonda kukho umlambo apha owaziwa njengeBuckens River. Ikhona nendawo ibizwa over Buckens because ingaphaya kwaseBuckens River. Le nto yeGqeberha isukela apho ngumcimbi wakudala lona one-Khoisan phakathi. Eli gama leGqeberha lisukela apho kuba yayibizwa iGqeberha ngoko. So eli gama leGqeberha ke uyibona apho livela apho ke lixoxisile ke kambe phambi koba njengoko sibona phaya i-offside bibonwe kweli cala lingapha ngo-assistance Tsokela or assistant referee. So so isuke lapho lo mcimbi weGqeberha ndiyayazi abantu abaninzi abayiqondi kakuhle abanye futhi alikangena eligama kwakubahlali balapha eBhayi kuba ke uyawuthi eBhayi umuntu athi yo ndilibele njalo njalo. So yes ngumcimbi onembali phakathi into ethi Gqeberha. mhlawumbi ndikuncikile kancinane nje Fumela sawuphinda singene kancinane ngenye imini
ewe tata
Boyithumelo Rabale esifubeni edolweni phansi Mishay Minis nanku Minis wangena kwe-18 shot yakhe phazamisekile futhi i-defense ibikhona Amanda November elapha emveni kwakhe.
I think Minis wants the space again. It's the same second situation or action. Bega in this space, she gets the space. I think she was trying to just put I'll push it, but the ground was not allowing her because she's very quick off the 10 yards. But in that situation, the ground let her down. But also in the finishing, you can see good because there was pressure from her.
Yep, offside. Jonge phaya offside sibona phaya Thunderbirds zimbini ukanti babhaqwe izihlandlo ezine amalady eSundowns. Umcimbi ke Skizo nje xa sizincokolela kule mizuzwana kungekabikho nto ingako singahlinza noko walamagama ukutshintshwa kwalamagama iba ingxaki ngakumbi kobanye ke ekubanzima ukupronounce kakuhle ligama ngoba ke ayikho lula igama leGqeberha uba ngaba ungomntu usebenzisa iclicks njengabantu abathetha isiXhosa ifike nzima kakhulu
isiXhosa stolik
yeah iba nzima kakhulu ngolo hlobo so yeah ndiye understand abantu abakho comfortable kakhulu kodwa ke what can we do offside ibhaqiwe futhi iyawuba yesihlanu ke leyo But then you go back kwezinye izinto zembali yethu ndikhumbula uba abagama umzekelo indawo ezifana noTsholomnqa kuthiwa yiTyalomnqa dala yayiTyalomnqa kakade kodwa baphela besithi Tsholomnqa but then kuba kukho abantu abangakwaziyo ukuyibiza ngolo hlobo lwabo icolonization yasibeka kwimeko ethi asiziwe sizisokolisa apha kwathiwa yiChalumna baphela besithi yiChalumna yayibona ke ngoku
eyandisiza manje ngale information
Rabale ufumene ukonzakala apha bathi hayi uyasiphazamisa endleleni yethu uyasisokolisa make sikubeke phansi
I think bayazi ukuthi yonke into dictator kuye bengithetha nge-intensity and ne-volume of how Sundowns plays she does that very, very well so every time she gets the ball they swarm her to make sure ukuthi akadlali out of pressure now
sifakele nje umzuzu omnye kuphela kule 45 yokuqala mhlawumbe singayisum up njani
Sundowns I think for me they can do better with the pace the tempo of the game it's very slow you can see they are playing a cautious game they just need to increase the tempo or try to play make a lot of entries in the box because I think Thunderbirds are making a lot of mistakes defensively so if they can make those box entries Sundowns are going to get more goals but with regards to Thunderbirds it's a strategy on how to attack because defensively yes they're sending more numbers but how to come out from defense it's a problem
besiqale kakuhle ngoyonela khetho apha usigaqagaqa wam ndibona ngathi ngoku ingathi bamcimile okanye intuba mhlawumbi ingathi she's more of a defensive player ngoku
I think it's caused by the goal. The goal itself now the mindset says hey, we wanna make sure that Sundowns don't get an extra goal. So we can see now the defensive mode that Thunderbirds are applying, but they don't have to do that. They can still do what they did, how they started, which is important for one. But they just need to come out from defense getting a strategy.
Rabale nge-set piece endicinga uba ingayiyokugqibela ubheke ezibalini wow hey my oh, what a player.
Very good player. Between the lines, occupy our spaces very, very well. She's a very creative midfielder.
So kanye kuloo ndawo xa sijonga leyo imeko sifika usompempe esithi isiqingatha sokuqala sifikelele esiphelweni ngolo hlobo. Entertaining half indeed. Silindele ke phofu loo nto xa kudlala i-Thunderbirds ngakumbi lamanenekazi i-Sundowns wona apho sibone umdlalo omhle kakhulu basentertainile. So far so good, siyibona ne-confidence yakhe phangasemva unokuphumla Mpatyana ongu-goalkeeper. So sizabe siyeka okwangoku half time sithi Sundowns ladies 1, Thunderbirds ladies liqanda qox imbandeskova. So amanani qaqanisa nje sukhangelele phaa yabona i-shots kwi-goals apho sifumanisa into beze Sundowns ziyi-15 kanti ke 5 kuyo i-Thunderbirds kodwa ke kwi-target i-5 yonke kodwa ke eyona nto ibalulekileyo banalo inqaku abalibhalileyo 66% to 34% i-ball possession. Look at that, total passes 212 of 247 versus 81 of 112. Babatshixile tu i-Thunderbirds. So hamba phambili Sundowns ngento eninzi, jonga nje umbala lona utyheli thanda uba mninzi yawogqitha laa mbala ublue kuyo yonke loo nto, crosses i-tackles zijongile phaya i-possession ukanti ke ne-ratio endlela ekupaswa ngayo. Sizawube siyeka ke apho sisitsho ke kwi-half time sakhe siyokhangela kwakhona uMapholoba Vuso Ngcobo uba uza kuthini na ayiqaqanise.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu kuwena ZB as well as Pima Mkonza in commentary for us here today. Well, that is how the first 45 plays out in this HWBSL Super League encounter. The home side here today, Thunderbirds, Coach Machobeni ukhulume ngokuthi bona mabangena kulo mdlalo they want to close the Sundowns down in some of those areas. They haven't quite been able to do that so far in this encounter. And from a defensive point of view, they have made a number of errors, but not being punished by Mamelodi Sundowns. Umasisi Siyabheka iskola ukuthi sime kanjani. Coach Shabalala spoke about how he needed the players that can play the ball on their feet, and we saw that happening here today. We saw Khariete also winning that penalty for Mamelodi Sundowns, and of course Rabale stepping up and converting from the penalty spot, and that's what sets the two sides apart here in this encounter so far. So going into the halftime break, it is Thunderbirds 0, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies 1. Okwamanje sithathe careful. Umasibuye emva careful. It is the team in studio giving you a halftime analysis of what we've seen unfold so far. Stay tuned.
We're switching to renewable electricity. To brew this, that means more electricity for game time and showtime. They get more electricity. Yo, I can't, my boy. And everyone gets less of these.
Hey, what the?
Because we're using less electricity from the grid, there's more for this, more for them, and all of us. Switch to renewable. Switch to Castle Light.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Seeing the sky, you know how I feel. And I'm feeling.
Business plan. All right, whoa! That's a good one.
I can't do this anymore.
But we're so happy.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good.
Telkom unlimits your world for less. Level up your gaming and find more reasons to share every moment with more data to use your way. Get 20 megabits per second unlimited data for only 599 Rand per month. Do more on your terms and live your Munati with no limits. Call 10213, click telkom.co.za or go to any Telkom shop. Fair usage policy and T's and C's apply.
Do you know what makes great curry powder? Great quality spices. Can you tell me what this is?
Coriander?
Coriander.
Dad?
Sure. Colors you too.
Raja.
You can't resist the mouth-watering aroma of Raja.
Can someone tell me why rain makes everyone drive a little crazy? It's just water, people. Water.
I know, right? Well, come rain or shine, there are now even more ways to earn up to 75% back in cash monthly with Dial Direct. Whether you drive well, drive less,
Or not at all.
to earn rewards daily, switch your insurance by visiting dialdirect.co.za.
Do your thing.
Get back cheering.
Welcome back. It is the halftime break of the HWBSL Super League, and it is Thunderbird ladies who are trailing by a solitary 0-0 against Sundowns. And of course, for Thunderbirds, this is the same team that comes into this encounter on the back of a 5-2 defeat against Bloem Celtic last week. But yeah, the defending champs, they are looking on course to give Ujeri Shabalala, their coach, a very good birthday present. I'm Olizondo, still joined by Usimpiwe Dludlu, no Gloria Brown. After 45 minutes, the home team trailing. Your assessment of those 45 minutes?
I'm just astonished by Mamelodi Sundowns having to make 9 changes and still look solid, still look like they can score a goal. How many teams in the league can do that? It's almost their whole team has changed. But in that, it has affected their fluidity because the players that are on the field are not finding each other, especially when it moves from the defense going forward, because Upila is a bit defensive instead of going up high as a wing back. Ukekana is pushing up high, but she's not getting those quality crosses in for Melinda and Miche, who are not making those crisscrosses runs when you compare them to Umqoyi and Nomulawuds, who are always interchanging and doing that. Instead, Melinda is dropping deep to collect and then start playing from that.
And Gloria, before the goal in that 31st minute, Thunderbirds was looking like they were holding their own. You know, it was looking like they really have things under control.
They still do.
Okay.
If we're looking at a Thunderbird side that is going to the break by 1 goal down, and that was a penalty, and still they've continued to fight, it gives hope to a side that has the belief, the spirit. In my opinion, they've really been amazing. That incident there was, again, the overzealousness of Yonela Kitu, a.k.a. Lulu, giving the opportunity to the very experienced Sundown side. But she could do nothing about it. Momentum pulled it through, but she didn't complain about it because she legitimately realized that it is a penalty. And Rabale doing ever so well to pick the spot and laying it through. But I'm very, very impressed with the side that has made sure that they've kind of closed Mamelodi Sundowns, not given them too much of room, because they've realized that we can match them in the vital areas and made it very difficult.
There was really no need for her to have done that, because now you concede a penalty, and against a side like his Sundowns, they're definitely going to convert.
I think she's been caught a couple of times where she's trying to recover. I think in the beginning of the game, she got in there and we thought maybe that was a penalty, but she got the ball, fortunately. And here, if you look at it, the defender behind her, Undo, is supposed to say, stay on your feet. Again, Melinda is a seasoned campaigner, seasoned goal scorer, who knew exactly that if Abambi Polo Alfiche, a defender is going to dive in and cause that foul. For me, it was Sundowns finding ways to say, where's the spaces? Because in midfield, they are matched pound for pound. The home team, what they are doing is that they're matching them pound for pound, and that central midfield is 3v3, and in the wing backs they're also matching them up, so that means it's difficult to really get anything into midfield. That's why they're trying to get the passes behind the defense. Centrally, No and November, they are blocking everything, so where's the space between Ukebengu and Keto? That's why they got that penalty.
But this is when we talk about the lack of innovative play. When you find that your channels are being closed, and yes, we're seeing that opportunity by Minis there, which should have been put to bed and give them a little bit of comfort. But again, we've got to give credit to the goalkeeper who made herself very big, made sure that she protects that goal and not concede. Going back to the fact that matching them pound for pound in the middle of the park, closing the channels on the wing, which Sundowns enjoy, they need to come up with a different strategy. Of how else can we get over this team that has done their homework. They're playing the 3-4-3 formation, in the middle of the park, diffusing Sundowns. And you can see Talia, Boitumelo, Dlamini trying to knock that ball around. But it's still Mgwebebe and Kumisa that are really dropping into the midfield and making sure they've got the numbers that are frustrating Mamelodi Sundowns. And again, we would say the minute you close them down is when you start seeing the mistakes.
And of course, in the 41st minute, we saw another attempt at goal by Uminis. And it's actually not surprising that all the chances have come through from Sundowns. They've had majority of the ball possession on 66%. But Uminis here should have done the business.
She should have done the business. But again, it speaks to lack of being so creative and the speed and her being lethal in front of goals. Here, normally Miche would have taken a shot in her first or second touch. But she wanted to get into the ball, which bought a defender time to close her down. Then she couldn't kick Gamnandi.
But I also think there was another option on the left-hand side for Mamelodi Sundowns, not on Bini's side, because there were a number of blue shirts that you need to deal with to navigate. On the left-hand side is unfortunately where Sundowns could have capitalized because the space was open.
All right, let's take a quick ad break. Umasmuya, we still continue with this exciting build-up.
Celebrate our 7th birthday with a special birthday offer. Get the Sealy Argo Queen bed set, only 5,999. Save 1,000 Rand. Take it on credit, cash or lay-by, and be one of 7 lucky winners to win your purchase back. Sleep Masters, the bed experts.
90 to 98% of colds, flu, and sinusitis are caused by viral infections. At times like these, we revisit moments where we may have been vulnerable to infection. So many ways to feel the effects of colds, flu, and sinusitis, and only one way to treat them all. Unlike most other treatments, Sinupred Plus is clinically proven to be antiviral and treats all the main symptoms of colds, flu, and sinusitis, helping you recover 4 days faster. Sinupred Plus works by preventing the growth of common viruses and bacteria, thinning and clearing mucus, reducing pain and inflammation. That's why Sinupred is the most prescribed colds, flu, and sinusitis treatment by South African doctors. Doctors trust Sinupred. Why wouldn't you?
Grow happy. Everything your child can do is 100% supported by the tummy.
Grow happy. Sha-la-la-la. It's so nice to grow happy. Sha-la-la-la.
Nestle Lactocid 4 with Comfortus, a unique blend of essential vitamins, minerals, and alroy-terine, lovingly supports and comforts happy tummies for happy kids.
Don't miss our incredible birthday sale now on. Save an amazing 3,000 Rand on the Roma 4-piece bedroom suite and 700 Rand on the Sleep Masters Torino queen-size bed. Comfort and style have never been so affordable. Hurry in-store now. Bradlow's, quality and style you can afford.
Mitzpona. Today he takes away Ikwababa and professes his love to Espalapa. Lerato. Nazo. I get great. Pella Lerato's got options.
Options.
Yo. Melati, fever and headache. I do so regard washing. Try Ipozonke Yeflu. Young Spane. No manini, no mabu. Trust Ipozonke Yeflu to release you from 9 flu-related symptoms, including headache and fever. Met Lemon is a solver.
Do you ever think of what your skin goes through every day? In game time and playtime. Dove Men Plus Care protects and cares for your skin with 48-hour protection and triple action moisturizer.
Stadium kulapho sikhoyo kwi-northern areas indawo ebizwa ngolo hlobo kulomandla wawusakwaziwa njengebhayi kudala. Umdlalo phakathi kwe-Thunderbirds ladies kwakunye nayo i-Sundowns ladies. Hamba phambili ke isandawana ngenqaku elinye eqandeni penalty ngomzuzu ama-32 kwisiqingatha sokuqala. Akwelo lifakwe nguye uRhakambe intswakazi uBoyitumelo Rabale, 25-year-old international lena. Akukho tshintsho ke silibonileyo kuba ke bengena kwisiqingatha sesibini. Ithi loo nto basaxolile abaqeqeshi indlela izinto ezihambe ngayo kwisiqingatha sokuqala. Uphumlani Machobeni kwakunye naye u-birthday boy Jerry Chabalala. Siphiwe Mkhonza usekhona ecaleni kwam apha. Dr Mnandi, Skizo, siye siqwalasele first 10-15 minutes kwi-second half. Iba khona i-change eba khona ngenxa yemeko abayibonileyo abaqeqeshi kodwa xa bengatshintshi ngoku.
Still happy. I think sometimes it's prematurely to make a sub just because you just come back from half time. You fix the technical adjustments. You look at outlook tactically first before you make a change. So if it requires a change, you can make a change. But so far so good with regards to how the team started. Yes, Thunderbirds they needed to fix some principles. But so far so good.
Talia Smith. Bola iphethe Sundowns. La moya ngoku izinto ziguqukile izawuba iSundowns edlala kwi-advantage yayo. Awukho kangako kodwa ke mhlawumbi ungawenza umahluko. Rabale kuTalia Lauren Smith, Cape Town born 24-year-old. Yenge kakuhle lo bhola rhabunilwe kekana. Bhola entle apho ikhangela uMishe Minis. Bethwa ngemva ngentloko. Pholile iSundowns ebholeni. Khadiethe wamba lo bhola ngasemva kodwa phela jika guquka bheka phambili ugqibelela apho. Omnye umcimbi ke Skizo logama sijonge apha uSmith inguye nowashiywa phakathi kwakhe noAfika Gqumisa ngokuba ke eGqeberha uyakwazi ufumana i-seasons zonyaka zonke ngemini eyi-1.
Andizibonile tata, andizazi kakuhle.
Yabona ngoku besithetha ngomoya othande uguquka ngoku lo moya uyakwazi uthi usawujongile ubheka ngapha thuthuzi umoya ujikile emadoda kwenzeka ndoda.
Hayi, same as Cape Town nice.
Welcome to Gqeberha. The Gqebs keeper ukhangeleka ngathi khona into evebuhlungu kuyo. Philistas Rabalau. Bekhe waseholdeyini ke phaya kwisiqingatha sokuqala isave inye kuphela ayenzileyo kulo mdlalo ixelela nje loo nto uba iSundowns itshixile ngasemva kwenzeke ntoni kuye apha uRabalawo nguye lo waphaya bagilene. Ufumene into entloko ingathi ubethe ke ngentloko bagilene. Akho nto ingako. Akho nto ingako. Kodwa ke uyawuthi xa usithi akho nto ingako abe sithi umdlali ipain iviwa ndim.
Ndisegroundini ngaphandle.
Jonge phaya is the fouls. Bekwa phansi pha. That's the goal. Wow. Ukhipha umile ubethelelwe ngci. Wamlahla uRabale wayihlaba phakathi emnatheni. Wakhala uzoleka. Nanku ya uRabale. Minyaka 25 lenzwakazi international yaseLesotho lena akadlali mntakaba. Futhi ke ujonga nje imilenze yakhe xa ephethe la bhola ingathi lulwimi lolovane. Kulibona ulwimi lolovane xa lileqa impukane luthi nje. Sometimes the passes ezinjeya khumbuza i-players zakudala uqonda uba kwakumadoda babe khona abadlali ababesenza ngohlobo. Thunderbirds nangona isize emva ngeqanda kwelinqaku linye le-Sundowns kodwa yababona nje into yoba umxakatho abawuthobanga tu kwaphela. Basedabini bayazilwela. Free kick le izawuthathwa ngu-Estando. Buthiwe le ibhola phaa ngasemva. Defender beyijonge kakuhle ukhawuleza. Bethe kakurabalo wathi ugqiba pasa kakuhle apho. Funeka bamlumkele umishe i-offside yena kodwa babuyela ngasemva. Good play from i-Sundowns lena. Bayidlala kakuhle apho Peter kodwa ke wafika usigaqagaqa benqabile. Chitha yonke loo nto ikhuphela ngaphandle. Rabale good pass kwakhona efuna abani ngokwapho bekwa phansi apho umuntu kodwa bephuma nayo lo bhola. Good play kwakhona Karabo Dlamini sebenzile phakathi pha. Sompempe kambe unqandile ngokukhawuleza ikhonto ayibonileyo. Jongisa umetyiso phezulu. Foot up. Estando. Wake up Hlungu Ndo. Yazivonyavonya ufuna uziva uba uqinisekile urayight ngoku. Eva phaa abaqeqeshi basakhwaza basangxola. Mpatsiana bathelekisile dabini futhi. Midlalo mithathu abasele beyiphumelele i-Thunderbirds. Sundowns babethwe kakanye kuphela. Zama uguqula umntu apho kodwa thathwa ngokhaleza lo bhola ukhetho kodwa yamshiya ngelishwa. Befuna ukugaqaza. Chikaguquka apho Mogolola. Waphola.
Ile pressing bengithetha ngayo. Don't allow them to play a forward pass. Make sure ukuthi makadlala pass you also swarm the next receiver of the ball. So this is a counter press that Thunderbirds has been applying today. You can see also in the Sundowns there's a bit of cautious, especially in Mapapeti position and where they play the ball.
Oh, Rabal offside. So kukutshintsho lwenziwayo. Sundowns ladies first change. Iyaphuma inzwakazi uKhutso Pila. Indawo yakhe ithathwa nguRhoda Mulaudzi. Intokazi iphuma phaa kwaVenda. Minyaka amashumi mathathu anesibini, 32 years of age. I-veteran. Kodwa thembela kumqanda ukuxelela. Uyagqugqisa xa iphethe ibhola phaa phambili futhi uyakuthanda ukudominata uRhoda Mulaudzi. Ibanyana iyayazi nayo loo nto. Cross lena kodwa inganobungozi. Wow. My. Sure.
Ubona leya sub kaRhoda obviously Nomko she's coming in now. It becomes that pair that started last week. Very dangerous. Rhoda will be playing a semi deep position as an anti 9 where Umko will be a reference point. You can see that withdrawing Uminis, so Umko becomes a reference point, but Rhoda semi deep position. That pairing is very dangerous. Last week you could have seen them how they're working together. That collaboration and chemistry was very nice.
andisiwe Mgcoyi inzalelwane yapha kula mandla wase-Mdals B hleli kakhulu ixesha elide ke kambe kula mandla wase-Johannesburg. Top goal scorer yabo kwisizini egqithileyo. Nditshilo ke ndathi match inye nje ukwazile ukufaka 6 goals eyedwa. Yellow card yokuqala yomdlalo iza kufunyanwa nguZusiphe Gebengu. Yeah. Lento kuthiwa utsho phantsi kwaqhumuthuli ngokwenene. Oh, keeper mistake. Yahlala emnatheni ibhola. Phazanyiswe ngumoya. Andisiwe Mgcoyi engena nje apho. First touch ebholeni. Ihlele emnatheni. Uyabhomboloza uzoleka ngoku akakhali nje.
Uyalila nyani ngoku. I think it's not a situation deliverance from Ukekane. Goalkeeper makes a error, a huge error, and now it becomes punishable. You can't allow Mgcoyi to in that situation to get the sniff. Nasoki sniff. US center can go.
Well. Andisiwe inokuba uthi ndibonwa yintoni ithamsanqa ngoba ke leya ibhola ibiyibhola yethamsanqa ukhipha yabounce phambi kwakhe apha wathi ndiyayibamba watsho emoyeni wayimunamuna suka emva koko uMgcoyi wathi dankie makhosi. Sundowns cool heads bangasemva ungathi ucinga uba bakheles kodwa yonke into yabo bayenza calculated ngohlobo olungumangaliso. Lauren Althea Smith phezu kwebhola rhabonelu lekekana. Oops, bethu umntu apha. Sompempe wanikezela nge-free kick. Skills,
technical quality from Sundowns players. You can see she's trying to move away, you improvise. Mabakshang pressing, this is what you do. And the skill is beneficial for a team to take an advanced position also.
Ujay marinator, doctor.
Very spicy, Shata.
Well, who else ozakuthatha lena i-free kick? Urabale yemka kakuhle nomoya ifuna umuntu nje qha iyabafumana kambe Sundowns ladies. Rabale kwakhona usebholeni befuna uyipasela phakathi kodwa izawudibana nomntu wakhe. Sundowns kwakhona bafikile. Well done Thunderbirds. Bathi bagqiba bafaka igiya engathi ngaphezulu. For once Sundowns ikizibone ibaleka iyodefenda apho iThunderbirds iphezu kwabo isuka kwimeko ebinyekenyeke yawuthatha ipressure isa kwiSundowns. Good play.
It's good. I think they're paying tribute to their rest defense. They were going to get caught, but now rest defense means you're preventing the opposition to get you from forward, to catch you in counter attack. That is why Sundowns were able to deal with that very well. Good recovery from Makurubeji.
Yeah, captain leading from the front. Othola ubhola ngumbane ngasemva pha funa pha uMgcoyi. uMgcoyi wagqotsa kwela cala lingapha engayingozi lena. Lwela ibhola yakhe wathi wafumana ne-throw-in. Ibhola ngelishwa iyophuma ezinyaweni zika-Amanda November. Quick one. Rabale, good pass. Oh, wasebenza ukeeper. Karabo Makurubeji, captain. Jonga phaya possession iSundowns uyayibona nje khangela nje za passes zabo 328 128 yonke nangoku basechansini tubelihle le-Sundowns. Nice pass Mkoyi wababa wabhamboloza uzoleka 3-0. Wow. Siphiwe Mkhonza
apha mangami tata. Mkoyi ungenile, Mulawuzi ungenile. It changes the attacking dynamics the Sundowns. Look at that cross from Kekan. Mkoyi, you'd expect them not to miss the point in situation. You know, she even ran for lost courses. Good termination from Sundowns.
Yeah, Kekan akhange abe selfish tu kwaphela phaya ngoba ngenye ixesha ubunotsho uthi hayi ba selfish ngwena okhipha betha nawe.
I think ubonile i-angle bengamvumeli kakuhle lezo. Very intelligent play. Uthi thinking the person in a better position and Mkoyi terminated.
So Mkoyi awukapheli ne-5 minutes sene brace.
Ditshilo kuba le sub le means if we go back to the first half, I said the coach said we have an ammunition in the bench. We're not worried. Whichever way we start, we know we've got people to finish up the game.
So i-cake ingathi izawutyiwa kamnandi emveni kwale game ye-birthday. Althea Lawrence Schmidt ngasemva bavalile mpa umbane noMakurubeji. Bolenhle kwakhona i-Sundowns ifuna uyithatha ngoku. Thunderbirds ngathi umoya ufuna ukuhla kubo kancinane xa ujongile. Ubona ngoku ne-body language iyakuchazela nje uba hey besingayilindelanga ngohlobo ke lento.
I think most of the coaches senibukela ama-games amaninzi. Most of the teams when they concede immediately psychologically they drop 11. So coaches need to work so hard on the psychological aspect on whether the team has scored doesn't mean the game is won. The game is only won if Mark 90 minutes. So teams when they concede they drop the standard.
It happens to the best.
Very true.
Yeah, offside to be cacile lena.
Good call, very good call.
Naza i-offside siyazibona apho. Sundowns yesithandathu la offside ibhaqiweyo phaya ukanti kwi-2 yabo i-Thunderbirds. Sebenzile phaya uMiss Mchunu kwela cala lingaphaya le-grandstand. Beske sathetha nge-officiating kule league yamanenekazi. Xa inhle funeka siyincome.
Ewe tata, lesingajongi kuphela ukukriticize.
Thetha ngale nto yodropha kwe-levels zabadlali. Izolo bekukhangeleka ngathi i-Orlando Pirates umzekelo omhle ibicruiser iphumelela ngo-2 eqandeni. 2 quick goals Royal AM yaphela igame ingu-2-2.
I think if you Pirates, you know Royal AM they got a good finish. Every time Royal AM will concede, but towards the last 10 minutes of the game, that's where you see them. They've got this finishing power, the Dabanan.
Good ball this from Anthea. Chance kwakhona i-Sundowns inalithuba Rabale wadumisa uzawubetha ubethile. Oh my.
Again, if we pick a good cross from Mulawuzi, Rabale indecisive in the box. You see that she was going direct into the goal or terminating. That is why Mkoyi, they were confused whether she's going for a strike or she's playing a cross. But Rabale was very indecisive, but she could have done better in terms of decision making.
All right, well, after 67 minutes of play, it is Sundowns ladies who are leading 3-0 there. Those two quick goals coming in from Umgoi, registering a brace now on 8 goals. And of course, Urabale just waiting there to take that corner kick.
Subs that came on gave Mamelodi Sundowns this. You can see them running off the ball, finding each other in areas where you don't need to be pressed, especially by the defenders, because Uroda now is playing right wing back. Pila came off, which means now she'll be playing those crosses in. It makes it difficult for Thunderbirds to have the confidence now in building up from the back and winning those balls and not being able to go forward.
And Gloria, Sundowns' game just being so enhanced by those substitutions that we have just seen being made in the past 10-15 minutes.
It shows that there's no substitute for experience, and it also shows the healthy bench that coach has at his disposal. Andisi Mgoy coming in, understanding the mandate, which is pretty clear. Sundowns usually play an expansive game, and the minute that happened, everybody seemed to have settled and understand what is expected of them. So with Rhoda moving to the right-hand side, Annie on the left-hand side, and Melinda Khadiete also joining the flow, it just gives Mamelodi Sundowns a better look and absolutely more ambitious going forward.
Absolutely, and of course, Sundowns, they're coming into this encounter on the back of that heavy 5-1 victory against TUT. They are looking on course to register yet another victory, really bouncing back from that 2-0 loss against UWC just a few weeks ago.
The speed has gone up. You can see with box entries now there are a lot more in how they are getting the crosses in, being able to bring in those crosses. And you find now Umko is in the box more. You find Laudzi is also in those areas waiting to say, if I'm not wide, I'm still able to tap in and be able to score. As you can see right now, Salume Kekana is one that is wide, and now she's exploring going forward because she's gained the confidence with Melinda being able to say, move off the ball, get on top of the ball so that you are able to say, let's spread or disband that compact defense of Thunderbirds that is always making it difficult for Mamelodi Sundowns to take shots at goal and to be able to say, have a clear chance at scoring.
You know, Coach, you're also looking at goalkeeper Nogupumula there, who's really worked very hard, and unfortunate to have conceded those brilliant goals. But she was really the one who gave the belief to the team and made sure that they conceded less goals in the first 45 minutes. And she was beaten by 2 great goals. And here we see Andisi was staying on line. Or in actual fact, the offside flag goes up. And quickly to the rescue also is Nogupumula in goal. She's very good in reading the game. And also her positioning, as we have a look at that pass from Melinda Khadiete to Andisi Mgoy, and just holding her run. That is one of the weaknesses that I pick up from Andisi Mgoy, is not having the timing. And maybe if she could hold her run a little bit more, we could get to see many goals scored by Mgoy.
And for those who are taking a keen interest on what's happening in terms of the activity of the log, JVW currently also leading TUT by 2-1. So in terms of Mamelodi Sundowns, yes, it's a good victory for them if the scoreline does not change. But of course, JVW will still continue to be on top of the log by that solitary goal. Gabriela Salgado scoring a brace in that encounter. And here we see the current top goal scorer, Boitumelo Rabale, with an attempt, and it doesn't shock the keeper whatsoever.
It doesn't shock the goalkeeper whatsoever because she's taking a shot from so far and trying to go on target. And we know usually she would either play it behind the defense, try to find a Roda, or find Umgoi, because when it's on the edge of the box, we know she's got a lethal left foot that can be able to take them far. Glo, I'm asking myself, if Thunderbirds, what could they have done better, or what can they still do better to make sure they turn the score around to even get a goal back? Because they've been pressing up high nicely. They've been winning the ball in midfield. But that final stretch for them to say, Plan C needs to kick in, where they need to say, when we win the ball in these areas, what do we do?
I think if I would have been the coach, it's probably to restore some calm and maybe better use of the ball in the final third, where you are expecting them to be lethal, or the decision making. You just need to allow them to hold back and take a little step into the right direction by releasing the ball in their own time and not being forced to, because at times you're finding it that they are forced to make those decisions which then fall into the hands of Mamelodi Sundowns.
I sponsor intambo sizibuyisele le eGqeberha at the Galvindale Stadium. Standing by in commentary uZB Zolandipho kanye nayo Dr. Mnandi Siphiwe Mkhonzi.
Welcome back to Galvin Stadium here in Gqeberha. Ufika uOratile Mokoena ithatha indawo kaCharlie Schmidt. Ukanti ke ikhona nenye i-sub enzekayo kwiqela leSundowns. Sikuchazele uba kungena bani kuphuma bani. Kungena uLerato Khasago, 30-year-old, ethatha indawo kaBoitumelo Rabale odlale kakuhle kakhulu namhlanje. Siyaxolisa ke Maqobokazana apho ekhaya, sixolise manene, sixolise botatomkhulu omakhulu bonke ekhaya ngoba ke siye saphunxukana nemifanekiso, kodwa sibuyile zizinto esingenawukwazi ukuma phambi kwazo ngelinye ixesha. We apologize. Humble apologies to everyone. Technical glitches, but we're back with you. Well, you haven't missed anything in terms of goals. It remains 3-0, Sundowns leading.
And also that technical change from Sundowns, it's like for like. Khasago comes in for Rabale, is going to occupy the same role as the link-up player and advance, also advance play. But Umkwena comes in to stabilize his central midfielder, no Dlamini. They'll play with double pivot to allow Mlaud Kekane to function very well on the side, obviously to give them a space with Maba Atega, and then pivots will cover.
Kanti ke nozoleka Shezi kweliqela ungenile endaweni kaSnethemba Thwala. Shezi nguye lo ezama uphazamisa kodwa ibhola ithathwe ngokhaliso okhulu. So uba ngaba siyaqwalasela ke mhlawumbi omnye umuntu uzawubuza, he sagqibela isubs ziba ntathu nje kwenzeka ntoni? Ikhona into eyatshintshayo? Ewe, ngaphandle kwamathandabuzo kuyatshintshwa ngoku isubs uyawufumanisa into yoba azisekho ntathu kuphela, futhi umcimbi uhambe uyoqabela nakwi-cup competitions. Kodwa ke qinisekile uzayiva yonke loo nto leyo, sakucacisela masijonge nje le bhola isuka kuShezi kodwa nantsiya iyophumela. Mhlawumbi ke sifumane itshansi yokuyicacisa kanye loo nto. Isubs ngoku azisekho ntathu.
No, second ntathu zezi-5 ngoku. They used to be 3 now. So after the COVID outbreak, it changed also Nama rules. So now we are allowed to make 5 subs.
And then in cup competitions, you even have more than 5. Mawuyakwazi mhlawumbi ya ko like extra time njalo njalo iqabela idiye naku-7 ne bandiphazama yeah. So yeah, injalo ke mbukela ekhaya ungothuki ke xa uva uba okanye ubona uba hey ezi subs zitheni zibaninzi naku umgcoyi uthi umgcoyi ningaqhuba nee-subs mna ndifuna igowuli chance entle yakhe kwakhona ungendle ku-18 wagxumisa wavala umntu wamvula itshance kwakhona andiqonda uba ebelindele into yoba izawuye ebaleni phaa ukekana laa bhola ngathi khange ayilindele i-Sundowns i-dangerous ngalo lonke ixesha nca zonke. Good play kwakhona phaya manenekazi e-Sundowns ayavuyavuya ayaconductor ngoku ingathi ikwayara umculo uphethe jonga pha sebenzile kambe idefense ngasemva phaya Amanda November incediswa apho ngugebengu captain kwela cala lingapha ya oh my captain Oops. Sometimes uthi play on bebecinga uba kukho ichance apho kodwa lena ibhola iphumela ngaphandle.
A good way by winning position very well, but Tegera could have done better by trying to find at least a target again. But you could see Gucci was just taking a shot, going through emotions in that situation.
Khona umdlalo mbinambinekayo phaya fumene ukonzakala ekabuhlungu. Mzuzu amashumi asixhenxe anesibhozo esikuwo ngoku. 21-year-old Nontobeko Mkhwanazi jonga indlela ifumene ngayo yonke laa nyakanyaka dibene phaa noKarabo Dlamini ingathi bebethu uKarabo kodwa yabuya ngaye le nto. Oyena mntu ubunolindela uba ufumene ubuhlungu nguDlamini suke zajika izinto. So uba ngaba uyaqala udibana nathi siza kubonisa amanqaku uba afumeneke njani na. Penalty mzuzu kwisiqingatha sokuqala Rabale ukhipha wambetha ngathi ubethelelwe ukanti ke enye emveni kwecross entle khipha wenza imistake apho umgcoyi first touch ebholeni wabulela wathi ndibonwa yintoni. Nice tap in lula ukanti leni ibhola idlale kakuhle ukekana nanko igoba kakuhle. Nice cross umgcoyi wabulela kwakhona. 4th minute engenile ebaleni efumana ibrace yakhe apho ukanti ke uba ngaba ufuna uqonda akudlalwa umntu akaba uyavula iyavalwa kuthi ele jonga pha khangela laa nto bethwa ngesithende ishibo uyayifuna ikhangele nayo ele funda inombolo yam ngasemva uba ukwazi iyeke nanku umntu oza kubonisa wayijonga inombolo gqobhoza phakathi kwabo akumnandi ebaleni yo. Welcome to women football. Look at this beautiful skill. Melinda Khadiete, Boitumelo, Rabale. You've got it all. It's all happening. Mkhonza.
I-mixed fruit is pelele. Pelele zonke zikhona.
Bongisa Macebeba nguye lona ufumene ukonzakala usaphumele ngaphandle usompempe uthi masiqhube nomdlala. Andisiwe Mgcoyi.
I'm looking at aggression Gamgcoyi. I'm a bit surprised. Obviously, he's not part of the national team setup anymore, but I feel good. You know, when you play in continental cups, you need an aggression striker. I remember the Kabuza situation with Pirates, where people didn't understand why he's playing, but when you play him in Africa, he does very well. So in Africa, it's completely different. So I thought Mgcoyi would help in terms of the Banyana.
Qinisekile bajongile ke uDesiree Ellis nguye ke umqeqeshi weqela lebanyana and futhi I think iyamnceda naleyo bakukhona le league sinayo apha Skizo ngoba I think she's gaining a lot in terms of equality and ngoku unala headache imnandi ngoba kwi-plate yakhe ngoku kuninzi okufunekayo and akubonayo futhi bangakufumana nendlela yoyibuilda futhi ibanyana having played well and ngoku itlonto leyo it should be non-stop
because in terms of nale league expanda ne-selection yakhe ne-satellite yakhe ukuthi abone different players, different setup and how she wants banyana to play. But I still think that with the league it's an improvement. Players are getting more experience, players are getting even much better. So I think there's a headache in mind. It's just for her to try to find that connection within the players.
Jonke phaya oyena ufumene ukonzakala ukekana ingathi udibene kunye naye uNomvuyo Bhengu. Enye change kwakhona yenzekayo kulo elqela ingathi kuza kungena ngoku number 25 for Sundowns yawuba uThembelihle Masibi endaweni kaMelinda Khadiet. Dlale kahle kakhulu Khadiet namhlanje.
Udlale kahle kakhulu and she played different role to the normal role that she played. So I think she had a good day in the office.
Neza skills besikubonisa zona apha uGadiet ngomnye ocacisileyo khuthazwa nunge ungene endaweni kaNontobeko Mkhwanazi. Nontobeko Mkhwanazi ke simbonile uba ufumene ukonzakala ekubeni ba ebegilene kabuhlungu noKarabo Dlamini. So uyangena nje Zusiphe Gebengu nguye lo nge throw in. Amaxesha yabashiya ngoku abadlali bayo iThunderbirds. Sompembe uzocela uncedo kumncedisi wakhe uassistant Tsokela khona into ayenzayo biza umuntu. What could be this about?
About checking number of subs.
Mhlawumbi le number of subs besithetha ngayo nathi ngoku ngoba kwi-Sundowns I think i5 seyingenile okanye mhlawumbi kufanele ungene ogqibela. Yes. Ya khangeleka ngathi mhlawumbi bebechekisha befuna uqiniseka ngala number. Well mhlawumbi xa inobhida wena apho ekhaya uyawuzibuza uba bendingubani mna ngoba ke naba nosompembe nabo besithi hayi masiqiniseke batho ingathi kanti senza into engenziwayo apha. Good ball in Zusiphe Gebengu. Thatha lo bhola usigaqagaqa beyifuna chophansi usigaqagaqa wachoka uqhuma uthuli ubaleka uleqa umoya kunzima ngoku. Good run. Sundowns abayeki xa beqalile bayingozi ngolo hlobo. Khangela phakanye ngoku xa befikile leRato Khasakho. Umcwangele umde uyancedisa pha kula attack. Captain doing well. Masibi efika. Kekana. Kasemfa phaya. Bukholola. Oops. Bethumntu phambi kwakho. Good ball. Onside. Oh. Phantsi kuwapho Kekana kodwa ifaka kakuhle lo bhola kwakhona iseyichance yeSundowns. Guqula umntu. Phinda baqale uqaleni. In the end, disappointing. Sundowns kwakhona phambi kwethu apha. Leqa udlale imini yonke uKekana. Cross yakhe ilindelekile guqula kakuhle. Chance! Offside, Phakamile flag kwela cala lingapha ya. Phakamile flag. Oh, how close was this? Oh my goodness.
Wrong call. Wrong call. It's a ego little data. I think assistant got it wrong. It's a good finish from Uro Dalapa. Wrong call from the assistant.
Bamvimbile elanani ngoku liyenyuka lithi offsides z9 should be staying at 8. Kunyukela column ka3. Look at this, good ball kukekana hlaba kakuhle phaya uyabuya yaphuma enqineni waphuma wayiqhekeza i-offside trap wabethwa ngumoya. Should be a goal. However, phakathi esazulwini sebala baqala kwakhona uzoleka Shezi. Ithatha imizuzu kuphela. Khatsakho Mbane Mkholola, good ball phambili umqoyi. Mkholola Lawutse beyifuna le bola. Good ball umqoyi uzawuqhumisa. Shot! Yo! Wababa! Well, Thembelihle Masidi.
Sundowns occupies the final third. Very well. Ball entries from Momomtoi, but a good finish from Masivi. Toe punt. But Sundowns are dictating this match. She's using a toe punt. You can use anything. No points.
And she actually did it brilliantly. Uzibonile uba ingathi uba uyelwele kutatazela kwawude kuvalwe.
Kuyode kuvalwe, so she used a toe punt.
Well. Sundowns 4. Undercock Simba Ndeskova with Thunderbirds. Akho ndlela ubuya tu ngoku. Amathunza nabile Kelvindale. Umzuzu ngokugqibela. Sundowns yacinezela mpela. Sesijonge imfefe zikaSompempe. Mokholala. Dlamini. Hlale kahle kakhulu naye uKarabo Dlamini namhlanje. Mbane Captain sinikwe imizuzu mine kuphela. Thathiwe kakuhle lo bhola ngokukhawuleza. uBhengu mhlambe lobike ekhaya kodwa iSundowns ithi unotshe not namhlanje nawuzama ngenye imini. Chance kwakhona eThunderbirds mhlambe wakabika ithuba elihle own goal. Oh my word. Well, maybe umuntu uzawuthi you can afford it kodwa ke awufuna uvala ngola hlobo.
November breaks on the side and Engel besemvalele. Umbane was trying to be smart lap. She could have used the left to clear the ball away, but she wanted to be smart. That's why she considered their own goal there.
Yeah, a bit gqibile.
Yeah, she could have used the left to clear. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Inye nje into noske uyenze kukuba uthi uxolo bambanani mbane. Own goal, so 4-1 kule mizuzwana iseleyo emithathu kuphela. Sundowns ingaphinda iqole iqokumbele kakuhle lento baphisa ngayo. Sesiqhelile impama u5 into sesibazi kakhulu.
Yakorwa apha yakorwa.
Akusikaqaqa. Faphaya qeqeshi ngasemva yakhwaza uzoleka shizi uthi hamba zoleka yakhala ke lo xesha uzoleka. Phansi ubanhle la bhola. Oh, idea ibinhle ngohlobo lodwa phaya uthini apha offside bambhaqile. Sibisi. So Skizo, Sundowns ladies back at number 1 okwangoku.
Because our results you ask kasadlala amanye ama teams, but what's also important, I like modesty from the Sundowns.
Oh, that's a chance. Oh, now go 5. Own goal kwakhona ithini nalento is own goals.
Iluthi ama own goals kuyalutwa apha.
Stando.
Kuyalutwa apha tata.
Oh my goodness. Heartbreak.
A cross from Mukekana. It puts pressure on the defenders, the cross there. Goalkeeper misses it, or Rota brings it back. Unfortunately, no. Walutisha ilon goal.
Let's see, was it not goal bound?
No. It was going to Mkoi, she was there already.
Yeah, Mkoi,
she was ready for it, so you can well expect to defend if Mkoi will be there.
Would have been a hat-trick for Mkoi.
Definitely, absolutely.
So, ifikelele esiphelweni ke kambe ngolo hlobo ngoba ke 4 minutes ebesiphiwe iphelile ngolo hlobo. Own goal kambane. Ichaza into Sundowns ifumana amahlanu ibrace yakhe uMgcoyi ukanti ke uNdongu yelowo masibi uzibhalile ebhodini ukanti ke uRabale odlale kakuhle kodwa waphuma phakathi thetha into ba ke iphela ngolo hlobo 5-1 iphumelela iSundowns ladies ngalondlela babuyela kula mood yabo abadlali beSundowns ngelishwa Thunderbirds izawuhamba ingaphethanga nto eGqeberha namhlanje kodwa ke sawuphinda siqwalasele eminye imidlalo kubiza kusithatha isibeke phina so far football yamanenekazi isasiphethe kakuhle ngohlobo olungumangaliso yabukeka izinto zinhle kakhulu jonge pha amanani ngokukhawuleza ipossession bebezityela itheko abadlali beSundowns 64% to 36 wonke. Look at the total passes 418 of 486 kanti ke only 123 with Thunderbirds khange zifumane nto ukanti shots uyazibona on goal and on target uyaqwalasela into yoba 23 zonke phaya ku-8 kodwa kwi-target u-5 wonke ungenile emnatheni u-6 kambe ngoba ke enye yoba yi-own goal kanti ke ngolo hlobo ichaza into yoba babe bayaphumelela. Kumnandi ke yellow card inye nje kuphela esiyifumeneyo namhlanje. So umcimbi apha eGalvindale Stadium uphela ngolo hlobo. Mamelodi Sundowns ladies iphumelela ngamanqaku amahlanu kwelinye le Thunderbirds. iHollywood Bet Super League iyaqhuba ibheka phambili le SABC Sport. Kanti ke sakushiya nathi ngolo hlobo kodwa ke ngeke sikwazi ukushiya singakhange sikuxelele into yokuba i-player of the match ngubani na. I can tell you, player of the match kulona umdlalo, it wasn't an easy decision at all ngoba baperformile ngakumbi abadlali be-Sundowns baninzi ngohlobo lungumangaliso kodwa there will be only one apho kulo player of. Kanti ke jonga phaya lamibala iyelo bendukuxelele ithande ukuba noko itsho nayo ithi kabuyelo zii-crosses, i-possession, i-ratio, ne-tackles and everything. So 5-1 is the final score apha i-Sundowns iphumelela. I-player of the match, i-coaches zonke zincokola novusiwe Ntaka Ngcobo. Umapholo bukhona upha ezantsi.
Sibonge kakhulu Zolani Bongo kanye futhi Sibonge kakhulu kuZolani Bongo kanye futhi noSiphiwe Mkhonza. Umsebenzi omuhle ngempela futhi siwujabulelayo in the commentary booth here today. But now we are joined by Frank Yawa, area manager for Gqeberha, here to announce the play of the match and of course do the handover njengemihla. Budwami Sawubona, can you please reveal to us the player of the match?
Yeah, the player of the match is Kgabanelwe Kekana.
Kgabanelwe, there she is, coming in, the lady of the moment. Congratulations, Kgabanelwe, on your player of the match performance here today. Sitshela ukuthi uzizwa kanjani ngomsebenzi okwazi ukuyenza namhlanje on your coach's birthday.
Actually, this one, it goes to the coach. Since well, it's his birthday. We have planned this to make sure that we receive our 3 points in the bank. And I think that this one, it goes to him. And also my teammates for the hard work. It's not about me, but the contribution to the team as well.
And we know how Coach Shabalala always speaks about the importance of dominating the midfield. And we saw you doing that here today.
Yeah, we just have to receive the information from the coach. That's what we have to do. And going forward, we must work as a team because without any team contribution, we can't do anything alone. It's a teamwork.
Congratulations, Kgabanelwe.
Thank you.
All right, that is our player of the match today. And now we do bring in the losing coach here, Namhlanje, who has been so unlucky. Now, Coach Machoveni, ungene kulo mdlalo unama-plans amaningi ukuthi nifuna ukwenzani. Kodwa sibonile ukuthi mhlambe ama-combinations ebenganisebenzeli kahle in the final third namhlanje.
Usisi wami namhlanje and the problem ilapho kanye up until we made mistakes at back. Bengakuhlangana izinto. We tried new combination. Sisondeza uAfrika to Zim but akwenzakalanga grand and uMagcebeba simnike new role today. Yes, uyidlalile but going forward I think befamba simhlalile epositionini yakhe but ke sofunda
Nizofunda ngempela. And then asikhulume ngokuthi sikuzwile speaking on the sideline uthi bathuswa iSundowns sebayenze ngathi abakwazi ukudlala ibhola.
Yes, because first half we played well. We conceded one and then it was a penalty. Then comes second half. I don't know actually what happened second half. That's why I said, I was scared of Sundowns. Because if you can play well first half and then come second half we concede 4 goals.
And coach, finally phambi kokuthi ngikudedele yini mhlambe enilungisayo enishintshayo ahead of umdlalo wenu olandelayo against HWBSL?
Yeah, I think we need to work on going forward, man. Yeah, definitely it will be a different game compared to Sundowns game. Definitely going forward because at least we do have a bit of structure going forward. It was difficult today.
Unlucky here, Coach. Sebonga kakhulu.
Thank you, sister.
All right, let's now bring in the winning coach, Coach Jerry Shabalala. Happy birthday to you, Coach. What a birthday present for you. Coach, umdlalo wanamhlanje, we know ukuthi ngenkathi sikhuluma nawo uzoqala umdlalo ukhulumile about just being able to finish in that final third, and you also talked about your pressing game, and once again it all came together nicely for you, particularly in that second half.
Yeah, look, great first half, taking into consideration that we've made 9 substitutes.
you know, we need to manage the players well. We've got another one coming on Wednesday. We've got another one coming again on Saturday. When I look at a team that started, you know, I always said the pressing game, we worked very hard, but we didn't finish the chances that we created, especially first half. But second half, when I brought the likes of the experienced players, things fell into place, which I believe it was all about the plan that we had, that let us first tire them first half, and then second half we can just finish off the game.
Certainly, Coach, and as you bonile a change in terms of your attacking dynamics in that second half as soon as you brought in Andisiwe kanye futhi noMulaudzi.
Yeah, look, when we started with players that doesn't have pace. Like I said, we need to have players who can play the ball more often on their feet, especially when you saw we played Kutopila on the right and we played Salmakekana on the left. But second half, we needed to inject that a bit of a pace. We brought Mamelodi on the right to play those balls behind them. And look what happened. When we brought Andisiwe in, any ball in the box, it's gonna be a goal. The chances are great that for us to have a goal.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations. You can now go and enjoy your birthday cake with 3 points in the bag.
Definitely, I'll go and enjoy my birthday. Thank you.
That is, of course, Coach Ujeri Shabalala, the winning coach here today, going away with 3 points in this encounter. His team finding the back of the net. Namhlanje, we saw, of course, that opener coming through from Rabale from the penalty spot. And then it was Andisiwe Mgoyi scoring 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes to secure her brace. Really a job well done from her there. And then Umsibi coming in with that 4th goal. And unfortunately, we also saw an own goal on the side of Mamelodi Sundowns there. Obambanani Mbane, the player of the season last season, also scoring an own goal. And Estando giving Sundowns their 5th goal there with that own goal coming through from her. And basically, that's how we wrap up what has been an exciting encounter for Coach Wayo Thunderbirds. They need to be more clinical in that final third, and that's something that the team needs to work on ahead of their next encounter against JVW. Coach Shabalala happy with what he's done here today. He came into this encounter having made a total of 9 substitutions from the team that started in their previous encounter against TUT. He took a gamble, and then in the second half realized that they needed to make the changes because they didn't just have that pace that he wanted. He brought in Mulaudzi as well as Andisiwe Mgoyi, and that made all the change for them. Well, that's how we wrap up things in Gqeberha here today. So from myself, Ubusiwe, Intokazi Yakwanqobo, and the rest of the team out here, do have yourselves a good evening, but do not touch that dial. We go to an ad break. After the break, it is a wrap up of today's action from the 3 ladies in studio.
Mom's got a headache. Get Calpol.
Calpol tablets release medicine 5 times faster than standard paracetamol tablets to relieve pain, fever, and headache, so you can get back to life fast. Calpol tablets for pain and fever release medicine 5 times faster than standard paracetamol tablets. Now for adults.
In moments of panic, pressing just one button could save your life. Protect Me from Emergivac gives you access to a panel of armed response providers anytime and anywhere within all major metro areas. Using smart technology, Protect Me will pinpoint your location and automatically connect you with the nearest armed response unit. From just 249 Rand per month, Emergivac benefits include 24-hour armed response, road and air medical evacuation, private hospital admission guarantee, roadside and home assistance services. Sign up today. SMS PROTECT to 40777 and we'll call you back. Emergivac's insured benefits are underwritten by Clientele Life.
When it's just been one of those days, the one thing you need is a meal that tastes like everything's gonna be all right. Make it a day the Quarter Pounder way.
Who said sweet can't be spicy? Enjoy Mrs. Ball's sweet chili sauce. It's the perfect balance of sweet and savory, with a hint of heat. Everybody loves the Mrs.
Now here's a deal to sweeten your day. Get our delicious homestyle donut and short filter coffee for only 20 Rand. Mac Cafe, great coffee, simple.
Pick up your hands, I'm done.
to see. Playboy deodorant, the power of attraction.
I placed my order on the website and literally 2 days later it arrived. Then I plugged it into the wall and it was on, like that. I can say the biggest upside for having unlimited data is that I can literally pick up the phone and cook dinner with my mom. I think that's what life is about, is connection.
Get home 5G standard now, and Rain will chip in for half your first month. Save $350.
Welcome back. Match week number 7 of the Hollywood Bets Super League has produced unforgettable moments. Thunderbird ladies suffering a 5-1 defeat at the hands of the defending champions Sundowns ladies. We saw a brace courtesy of Umgoi. We saw own goals either side of the half. It really was unforgettable. Ngegama Xoli wakwaZondo, still joined by Usimpiwe Dludlu kanye no Gloria Brown. That second half, absolutely pulsating. 2 own goals, a brace. It really was something for the books.
It was something for the books, and I think both teams and coaches had prepared for this encounter, because if you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, they went with the usual 3-5-2, but different personnel, 9 changes, which means if Louis Ditiab was affected in a sense that their wing backs were not pushing forward as much because Pila started and she was not going into the final third. We just saw her passing back, passing inside instead of going. But Rabale was still fluid as a number 10, and she was able to connect the passes, be able to find Melinda and find Minis, who unfortunately could not get on the score sheet today. Hence, she came off, and that's where we saw the changes coming in. Then, now we started seeing a more confident Mamelodi Sundowns. There was more running off the ball. We saw 2 strikers sitting on top of the centre backs instead of 1 coming to collect, and hence you see the final score.
Gloria Shabalala. It's his birthday, and what a way, to gain 3 points, but also go on top of the log because HWBSL secured a 2-all draw against TUT. So really a good day for Sundowns today.
I'd want to believe so. They are a team with a very professional mentality. They go out there to do the business. Yes, to give the coach a birthday present. He deserves it. He's been with this team since 2013. No other really deserving of the win. But again, I think for Sundowns, they need to take these wins and really analyze, because if you look at this team, they made them struggle. The first 45 going into the break 1-0, these goals coming in the second half, made to sweat. I mean, they really, in the last 10-15 minutes, running Thunderbirds knackered in the defensive third. And the experience had to come through on the end of the day. So it's really throwing some caution to say the gaps are closing. I did say on the top of the show, they lost 12-0. They lost 9-0. And today the scoreline was definitely not going to be that. They've managed to even get a goal in today's encounter. So big up to Thunderbirds, not demoralizing at all for the coach, and what a way to really display women's football.
And of course, for the home team, Thunderbirds, in that first half, we really thought they were holding down their own until that 31st minute when Ubuitumelo Rabale found the back of the net through a penalty. And of course, an error there, Ukito, something that really shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't have happened really, because she had cover behind her and all she needed to do was to get there quicker. But if you're always late, that's bound to happen. And this goal takes Rabale to 8 goals, a joint goal scorer, no Andisiwe Mkoi today. Cool, calm and collected, because that's the composure that she has. Somebody might look at her and say her stature and all of that, she can't run that much, but believe me, she runs those 2 meters, 10 meters, 5 meters, knows how to free herself, be able to get the pass behind the defense. Because we saw her in the second half when the other players were in there that are able to read her movements. And that's how we know her for, because she understands there are moments where she just needs to play very simple, but play those intricate passes that make it difficult for the defenders to clear their lines.
Very consistent player in the middle of the park, if you ask me, and one of those players that is really taking the season by storm, scoring 9 goals thus far, making Sundowns look exceptionally good going forward, the ability to get the balls down the channel and just get the ball behind the defense, knowing when to slow the game and so forth. Real intelligence on the head of the shoulders, but that player has definitely got to be giving Sundowns more creativity going forward.
Well, up until this match, Thunderbirds had never scored against Sundowns ladies. But they now have, although it was through an own goal, Egambade. I know it's all confusing. After the ad break, we'll show you those highlights.
Dive into our world and bet on an oasis of incredible casino games. Take home a briefcase with payouts as high as 500 times your bet in Deal or No Deal. Or join Gonzo's Treasure Hunt in a first-of-its-kind live game show experience. And take your place at the table to enjoy some tried and true classics with craps and baccarat. Only at betway.co.za. Supporting your immune system starts with a healthy routine. Centrum with vitamin C, vitamin D and zinc helps you stay balanced and helps to maintain your immune system day after day. Support your immune system with Centrum, the world's #1 multivitamin. Try Centrum today.
Have a Nazo me moment. Whenever, wherever. Try the delicious cheeseburger or the jalapeno chicken burger at only R29.90 for each small meal. Nazo.
Give it your all with new Clear for Men Active, the only fast-absorbing lotion and cream with Pro Moist. Clear for Men, made for men.
I don't know about you, but I know what I want. I want to be entertained. I want to be thrilled. All of budgets. I want excitement. I want options. Variety. I want it today, tonight, tomorrow. I want it all. That's why Hollywood bets.
You're gonna be fine. You make the world go round and can't afford to let pain get in your way. You need fast, effective pain relief that gets ready to work in 10 seconds on the go. It's the same Grandpa you trust. Kshinshi style phela. Grandpa, trusted for over 100 years.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
Welcome back. After 90 minutes of play, Sundowns ladies, the treble champions, they walk away 5-1 victors against Thunderbirds, and the records will now show that for Thunderbirds, they've never registered a victory against Sundowns in their 5 outings. The second half was absolutely explosive. Andisiwe Mgoyi coming on as a substitute, scoring a brace, and of course we saw own goals on either side in terms of the teams. Just to talk about that, straight off the bench, Umgoyi connects.
She connects because her role is to score. She's a goal scorer more than a striker, and the difference is that most players that are in that position, they want to strike the ball. She scores goals. And Masibi, a young striker, also comes on for Melinda, and she also converts, which gives more confidence. Now you see coach being able to combine experience and youngsters.
And an own goal there definitely conceded there by Mbane. Even if she didn't score that goal, there was a blue shirt coming from the blind side that would have put that ball in the back of the net. But we really got to give credit to the coaches on the day that are thinking on their feet and making sure that that they try to turn the game, and also for our viewers to see a very entertaining match. We got to look at Mlaudzi, Mokoena, Khasago, who came on in the second half and made sure that Sundowns just got that injection that they needed and stretched the team with the experience.
Now for Sundowns, in their past 2 matches against TUT, they scored 5-1. Again, Lana really doing the business, and that's why we're seeing the likes of Urabale and Umtoi Konamaji, the joint top goal scorers so far.
It's like that because I think Thunderbirds gained so much confidence in pressing Mamelodi Sundowns. They forgot about the space that was behind. So they were pushing numbers but did not have rest defense. In rest defense, meaning Guti, they needed to keep it compact, deny Mamelodi Sundowns the space behind, because the players that came on, Umtoi, Mlaudzi and Masibi coming on, it means they are runners. They want that space behind. If you give them to your feet, they always have to pass back, which then takes me, Claude, to a point, Yoguti. Plan A, Thunderbirds worked to a certain point where they were able to say, let's keep them at bay, let's press them, deny them time and space on the ball. But what was plan B for them? That was a question for me. Coach, unazi players zophendula lo mbuzo na.
Well, he struggled to really get the goals out, but I think at the end of the day, very happy though with the result. He was just man marking, making sure he does the basic things, and forgot that he also needs to score goals in order to get over Mamelodi Sundowns. But yeah, I think we still got to give him a pat on the back, as he's got belief now that's restored in the players to say we've really made sure that we didn't lose dismally. We fought right up to the last. The goals, yes, are the finer details, but when you look at this team, they matched Sundowns for most part of the match until the coach made the changes.
Well, what a doubleheader we presented to you today. Goals coming in thick and fast. Coal City Wizards winning 5-0 against City Lads. Richmond United, they lost 2-0 against Bloem Celtic, while Sundowns, as we've just seen, registered a 5-1 victory against Thunderbirds. It is not looking good there for Tsunami Queens. Yet another loss, this time against Ma Indies 5-2. While TUT and JVW, they draw. It was a 2-2 draw, and UJ scoring 5 with Golden Ladies only having an answer of 1, and UWC, it was 3 goals that they registered against First Touch. Of course, now for JVW, that draw means that they now move down to 2nd, and Sundowns, they go through to the 1st place. Kusasa, there is going to be just 1 match. Vasco da Gama, the debutants, the 2021 Sasol National League champions, they'll be up against Durban Ladies. That match will kick off at 3 p.m. But for now, we take a quick ad break. Umas Muyas is on Chela about what you can expect from the channel.
Today is going to be a big day.
Why do you always say that?
What if today is the day that my boss finally notices all my hard work?
Did you draw these?
Yes, I did.
Come by my office.
Okay.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes, and today you could score that winning try.
Let's go.
Wow, today can be a big day.
Whatever happens, we're ready. With Aquafresh confidence, today can be a big day.
Switch to Superbets for SA's first and biggest welcome bundle. A 50 Rand sign-up bonus, up to 5,000 Rand first deposit match, SA's biggest. With over 1,300 pre-match markets and more than 20,000 live games, you could win up to 30 million Rand. It gets even bigger with 10% weekly cashback, instant cash outs, instant deposits, instant results, and instant payouts. Switch to Superbets. Register now at superbets.co.za. Superbets. Join Mzansi's biggest.
Boost your day with the Peanut Power Black Cat.
Life gave you the desire to go, to wonder, to challenge, to never give up, and all the nutrition you need to do it. Plant-based protein from ProNutro.
Ladies, Bamba Nani stock file is going digital.
Hashtag see your trend.
Sharing is not for everyone, but for 79 Rand 90, you can get the Wimpy Double Cheeseburger and chips. It might just be the last thing you don't have to share.
Mitspona. Today he takes away Ikwababa and professes his love to Espalapa.
Lerato.
Nazo. I get ready. Lerato got options.
Options.
Yo. Melaiti, fever and headache. I do so regard washing. Try Ipozonke ye flu. Young spane. No manini, no mabu. Trust Ipozonke ye flu to release you from 9 flu-related symptoms, including headache and fever. Metlemon is a solver.
Welcome back as we wrap up the Hollywood Bets Super League, a doubleheader of note that we presented to you today. We just saw now earlier a Sundowns ladies defeating Thunderbirds 5-1. We saw own goals, a brace from Umgoi. Truly has been amazing, and hopefully that they can continue on this trajectory that is the defending champions. And of course for Cold City Wizards, this is how the goals came through in case you missed that encounter.
I love watching Cold City Wizards because when they have to win a match, they win it. And if it's difficult for them, they try to go for a draw. But I love their character to say they keep on fighting until the very end. Unlucky for City Lads that they're playing at home. There's so much that's going wrong for them. I hope in the next game they'll gain the confidence and be able to come up stronger.
It's also impressive to see Coach Nyambi really reaping the fruits of his hard work with the girls and responding positively to the mandate, comfortably sitting in 7th or 8th position, which is where he believes is not what he wants, but he wants to push them a lot more. Can he do that? Can they get a little bit higher? Yes, they can.
And into mangazayo ukuthi both the home teams namhlanje, they suffered defeats.
Yeah, they suffered defeats, and also, I mean, coming into the encounter, they were not in good positions, both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2nd against 6, you know, and also it was 8 against number 14 at the back, at the bottom there. So that tells you good Gunzima velo for City Lads, Gunzima for Thunderbirds. Though Thunderbirds still has the hope because I think they're still in the top 8 because they were 6th coming in here. So it will be key for them to just continue with the good work to say they are playing up against a different opposition. Mamelodi Sundowns. They can see themselves profiting from that. So coaches of Funda Nae as in a plan B.
I think important in the season, as we mentioned, is the possibilities of the relegation. And I'm sure coaches or players have to look at themselves and make sure when they can win games, they should win games. And you need to look at the quality of the players that you have, those players that can turn draws into wins and losses into draws. That's important. And we're seeing a Mamelodi Sundowns team today that is bouncing back in style and absolutely menacing, very devastating. I think they needed to get the feel and the pain and know and be reminded of what it's like to lose because they were just a team that had a very much of a winning mentality. So it was really a shock to the system that has made sure it's shaken each and every one of those players to revisit their purpose and what they can do on the field. So yeah, I think it continues to drive women's football to want to deliver better product and to make sure that the football on the pitch is quite enjoyable and pleasing to the eye.
And when we look at some of the other results that came through in terms of TUT especially, last week they had lost 5-1 to Yoda Sundowns, and now they drew against HWBSL 2-2, and bearing in mind Uguti, they had a red card, so it really is an impressive result.
Yeah.
It's an impressive result, but I don't think the coach will be happy because they were playing at home. And this is a second draw. In the second round last season, they drew 0-0, and today it's a 2-2 draw. And that just shows also when you play teams that are at the top, you're going to find a mixture. TUT lost against won against UWC, they lost against Sundowns, they drew against JVW. So lapha phezulu kuyashisa. They just need to get that win. As soon as they get that one win, we'll see them gaining momentum and becoming better, because now they've played the hardest games, which means also the other teams, your JVW, your Mamelodi Sundowns, Thunderbirds, UWC, UJ, they're also getting momentum because bawina ama game up. Bloemfontein Celtics, they haven't lost a match. That is also impressive from them.
They haven't lost a match, and they have a coach who's really trying to get the best out of those of their players. But going back to the TUT game, playing a 2-2 draw, the coach really needs to take some heart. You know, when you a man down, and you still have the ability to go and equalize against the quality that JVW possesses, speaks about the players that you have. And it's just a matter of small, fine tweaks and the players believing in themselves that they do have the ability to be on top amongst the best. So we're hoping that this draw will give them the motivation to continue to chase down your Sundowns, to continue to chase down your UWCs. And for TUT, I did mention early this season that they will be the dark horse, they will be the team that will push Sundowns right up to the wire, and they will continue. That's because you can see the progression in the side.
Well, one thing that's exciting about this season so far is that it's not going to be as predictable as the other two. You know, we see the pressure that is mounted against Sundowns. We see all the other teams that are also just pulling their weight and making sure that they do their best. Now, in terms of this match, the records show ukuthi Thunderbirds, they have never scored against Sundowns. Manje siyabona ukuthi at the end of the match, it was 5-1, but it was an own goal, umbad. So can we really, because it's a technicality, can we say ukuthi Thunderbirds has scored against the defending champions?
On paper, it says the score is 5-1. Umuntu obona iskolo lapha akaboni ukuthi kunama own goal kunani, which means they are saying to themselves, it means Thunderbirds had an opportunity to go forward and force Mamelodi Sundowns to make an error, whether it's an own goal or they would have technically scored that goal. And that tells me Gutu coach also had plan B, but it was a little bit too late because Amanda November then ended up to be a striker from centre back to going forward. And even in the game, we could see her getting the ball going into midfield, but she did not have the support to say, how can we connect and go forward? Tegeta didn't do enough going forward. Also, Mkwanazi didn't do enough going forward. That means they need to find other players. Also, I need to mention, Guti, this Thunderbirds team has been crippled a lot. UWC has got their best players from here. My Indies got players from here. First Touch got players from Thunderbirds. Even HWBSL, right back Yabo, who's now also doing great, comes from this Thunderbirds team. So this team has been crippled. The coach is rebuilding with other names, other players in there, but I see, Uguti, there's something great that will come out of this Thunderbirds team. So I am impressed with how they went. Just in Uguti, Mamelodi Sundowns, because if they're able to beat TUT, JVW, and other teams in there, they're not just a team, you know. So big ups to them. It's something great that will come in the following games.
And of course, one thing's for sure is that we are going to have midweek action when it comes to the Hollywood bets. And really, Gloria, this is happening because we're slowly approaching the African Women Cup of Nations. And of course, for the Hollywood bets Super League, it is going to take a break around that time. So just trying to push as much of the matches right now.
I think it's the right way to go to make sure that when the teams leave, they leave the league in a healthy position. Not only that, it helps the players to be more sharper, more sharpened, more match fit, and it will make Desiree's work a lot easier. It gives her the opportunity to also go to matches quite frequently and be able to finalize a squad a lot sooner, because I've seen her in a number of games going to see our players and try and ensure that she picks the best of the best, because she's the pressure is there. After winning the Aisha Buhari Cup and beating Nigeria, we are expecting a win. You can't be bridesmaids in 8 or 12 of those AFCONs. I mean, nobody remembers second place, and as I like to say, that second second place is just the abbreviation of loser. So going into that tournament, they got to go in there. If ever there was a time, the time is now. We've got the quality of the players that are playing abroad who are not only making numbers in the respective teams, they are in the first 11 in their respective teams. They are scoring goals in their respective teams. Therefore, we need the results. Are we in a position now to demand? I think yes, so. Because she's been quite long in the position, she's understood her players, and it is time for delivery.
Yeah, I agree totally. And even with the players in the Hollywood Bats, because previously we just have players in the Sasol League, which is not as competitive as this national league, where you see Ompeta or Makondana, abantu abakwazi ukudlala different formations, different players coming out, even young players that are able to compete at this level. We've seen players from under 17, under 20, even Gubanyana, young players that are coming up and raising their hand to say we can play competitive, we can handle the pressure of the national team. And COSAFA has also given us a way to see how are these players going to fit into the bigger scheme of things, trying to qualify for the World Cup, because this ALCON is a qualifier to the World Cup. So coach has got a plethora of players to choose from, and I hope those players that are at home, they need to make sure they train, they work hard, so that they are injury free, they are match fit when they come in there. Because the coach is Katisnan, other countries are already playing friendlies. Your Zambia, Zimbabwe, all of them, Botswana, they are playing friendlies except Teen. So we need to find a way to say as soon as the league ivala masinyane, we go into friendlies to be ready.
Ooh, and that is going to be very exciting. It's taking place in Morocco from the 2nd till the 22nd of July. But in terms of the Hollywood Bets, it delivered, as it always does. Tomorrow, just one more fixture. Vasco da Gama up against Durban Ladies. That's how we wrap things up. But of course, Monile, the Sundowns Ladies, namhlanje iwina. The question is, can the male counterparts do the same thing when they go up against Marumo Gallants in the Nedbank Cup final that will be staged at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium? Gloria Brown, thank you so much for your time. You've been exceptional. Simpiwe Dludlu, of course, creme de la creme, as I always say. To the team, upstairs, downstairs, nihlezi nideliver. Yegama uXoli wakwaZondo, good evening. All right. And that, of course, is the match that will be coming up. Mamelodi Sundowns taking on the defending champions, Marumo Gallants. The action happening at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium. Kickoff is 6 p.m. I'm going to quickly ask you, ladies, how do you think this is going to unfold?
I would go bravely and say Marumo Gallants would get over Mamelodi Sundowns in today's encounter. I wish them well, and for Coach Dan Dans, this is your cup. You've done it before, and why not today? And because it is worrying times, I mean, for Sundowns in just their 2 PSL matches, they've conceded 6 times. So it really is, they are in a precarious position. But of course, they want to become treble champions, and they will do so if they clinch the Nedbank Cup. That's where we'll leave it. They'll be giving you the build-up for that encounter. Thank you so much for watching the Hollywood Bets Super League, a double-header of note. Good night.
Making moves. What do you think it's all about?
It's all about ensuring that small businesses become big businesses in the near future.
It's a program that is targeted at those that want to make it in business.
We, the youth, must not be afraid of being involved